This is Caden Honeycutt.
Here comes Caden Honeycutt.
The following is a production of the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
This weekend marks the 52nd time the Craftsman Truck Series has raced at Texas Motor Speedway, more than any other track on the circuit. And throughout that history, there have been numerous first-time series winners, including Travis Quapple, Ryan Reffner, Clint Boyer, Jeb Burton, Brendan Gaughan, and Carson Hocevar. Several drivers will try and break through with a first-time win in the Speedy Cash 250, including Texan Caden Honeycutt, who trails Chandler Smith by just 1 point in the Truck Series standings. The tough trucks of NASCAR are coming up next from Texas Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
The NASCAR Racing Network presents...
All right, man, be ready here.
NASCAR Live, Race Day.
Ready. Breaking.
Brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway here in Fort Worth. My name is Brad Gilley alongside Nick Yeoman on the NASCAR Racing Network. After a 2-week break, the tough trucks of NASCAR are back in action to run for 250 miles around this 1.5-mile speedway. And what was looking like a day that was actually going to be washed out, Nick, has turned into a beautiful Texas afternoon. Not a drop of rain has fallen here at Texas Motor Speedway today, and we are about to do battle for 167 laps.
And I think if you would have asked both of us 24, 48 hours ago, I don't think we would have thought that was possible. So Mother Nature has blessed us with a gorgeous night to go racing for 250 miles here at Texas Motor Speedway for the 52nd time in series history. Going to be a lot of fun here at TMS.
NASCAR history.
Petty wins his 200th career NASCAR victory.
Told by the people who made that history.
President Reagan was there. He got us on the front page, and we got him in the sports page. It was a good trade-off from that standpoint.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcast The Road to Royalty. Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, 50 Years of MRN, the 1993 season, Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
We're at the start-finish line.
William Byron on pole position. Green flag is out and we're racing.
We're in the turn.
Here to the inside comes Kyle Larson. He and Hamlin bump.
We're on pit road.
4 tires Sonoma Racing Fuel. The face off from pit road is Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones goes off.
We are live from the track. The Motor Racing Network, your home for NASCAR racing. Don't miss a lap, pit stop, or side-by-side race for the win. Listen to all the play-by-play action on your local radio station at MRN or NASCAR.com.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Introducing the RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Experience uncensored real-time audio from drivers and crews, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth functionality. Fast, lightweight, and zero latency. The RE4000 keeps you locked into every pass, every pit stop, and every checkered flag. Plus, with automatic over-the-air programming at major events, setup is quick and effortless. Check it out at racingelectronics.com today.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light. Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is Lane Riggs. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Our broadcast brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. Nick Yeoman, we have several storylines heading into tonight's race. As we mentioned in the open, the trucks have been off for 2 weeks. Their last race was at Bristol Motor Speedway, which saw Christopher Bell go to victory lane. He is not in this race tonight, but what it also did was tighten up things at the top of the point standings.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Brad. you come to Texas Motor Speedway, and it is pretty impressive after 6 races that we have 3 drivers at the top of the standings, Chandler Smith, Caden Honeycutt, and Lane Riggs, separated by just 4 points. That is pretty remarkable. So those 3 drivers, a lot on the line, and certainly as this schedule gets a lot busier here over the next month and a half, we're certainly going to start to separate who may be the real championship contender. But pretty impressive that Smith, Honeycutt, and Riggs are all tight at the top. It's a bottleneck in this championship right now.
Yes, and you talk about how busy the trucks are going to get this weekend here at Texas Motor Speedway, next weekend at Watkins Glen. The following weekend, Dover Motor Speedway, part of the NASCAR All-Star Weekend. Then the following weekend, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Then they head straight to Nashville before heading straight to Michigan International Speedway. Then they get 1 week off before they head to San Diego. 6 weeks in a row, well, you would think, well, yeah, the Cup Series and O'Reilly Series does that all the time. The difference between those series and the Truck Series, they're basically wired to run 25 races a year. They don't necessarily always keep the inventory to run back to back to back to back to back. They're about to have to do that. They're prepared, but it's going to be a grind.
Yeah, especially considering those first 6 races were spread out over a period of 3 months. So it is definitely going to be a grind. All right, we talked about some of those championship contenders. Who are they going to have to beat tonight? Brad, it's hard not to look at Kyle Busch and his record here at Texas Motor Speedway, trying to win his 5th straight Texas truck start. And he's got 20 victories overall in NASCAR competition, 4 in Cup, 10 in O'Reilly, and, of course, the 6 here in the Craftsman Truck Series. Kyle Busch has got a very good truck, going to start 6th tonight, driving for Spire Motorsports, and certainly a guy everyone has to keep an eye on.
And, Nick, you talk about all those races in a row. He has not run the last 5 consecutive races here at Texas. In fact, it's been chopped up just a little bit. The last time he ran here was 2024. He won. Before that, 2020, he won. Before that, 2019, he won. So when it comes to the races he's entered, that is the win streak he's going to try and continue.
It's a pair of Fords on the front row for this 167-lap race. Ben Rhodes won the pole a little bit earlier today. Jake Garcia, his teammate for ThorSport, will start to his outside. Both of those drivers competing for Ford, and it has not been a great racetrack, Texas Motor Speedway, for the Ford Motor Company, especially on the motorsports side. It's been since the year 2000 when the late, great Greg Biffle went to victory lane. So good opportunity, Brad, for the Blue Oval to check a box and get back to victory lane here at Texas Motor Speedway tonight.
Yeah, great opportunity. You got Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith with Front Row Motorsports. They know how to get to victory lane. They've done it this year. ThorSport Racing, as you mentioned, they've not won since the finale of 2024, but they're also on the front row with 2-time champion Ben Rhodes starting on the pole. That's going to be an exciting one as well. And the last time the Truck Series ran on an intermediate track, Nick, it's been almost a year.
A lot of data gathered, but it's been a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how those drivers adapt here at Texas Motor Speedway. We will hear from a few of them when we come back on the NASCAR Racing Network as we get you set for tonight's running of the SpeedyCash.com 250 and the Craftsman Truck Series.
The thrills of NASCAR racing from over 55 years of Motor Racing Network broadcasts.
Bobby Allison brings the race car right down in the middle of the track, crosses the start-finish line, and he will win the 24th annual Daytona 500.
Bill Elliott wins the Hooters 500. Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion.
MRN Classic Races.
And in the whole pack steaming for the finish line, Dale Earnhardt wins the Winston 500.
Find all the classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform.
Introducing the RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Experience uncensored, real-time audio from drivers and crews, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth functionality, fast, lightweight, and zero latency. The RE4000 keeps you locked into every pass, every pit stop, and every checkered flag. Plus, with automatic over-the-air programming at major events, setup is quick and effortless. Check it out at racingelectronics.com today.
From Fort Worth, Texas, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
We are the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Green flag goes in the air. The Daytona 500 is underway.
From Daytona to Homestead, catch all the exciting side-by-side passes for the lead of the NASCAR Cup Series.
Spectacular racing, round and round and round they go. Everybody 3 wide from front to back.
We are the voice of NASCAR.
Brad Keselowski up off of the corner. Ryan Blaney with a charge. Checkered flag is out. Ryan Blaney wins.
The Motor Racing Network.
Hi, folks. Kyle Petty here. I want to tell you about a place that's dear to my heart, Dicty Junction. It's a year-round camp that gives kids with complex medical and physical conditions life-changing experiences that are fun, empowering, and always free for families. Please help Victory Junction support kids who need it the most by making a donation today. Any amount will help kids attend camp for free. Help make a difference by visiting victoryjunction.org/donate.
This is Caden Honeycutt. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, getting you set for the SpeedyCash.com 250. 167 laps tonight for the Craftsman Truck Series. Let's hear from some of those drivers and introduce you to a few more voices you're going to hear over the course of tonight. Joining Heather DeBow down on pit lane, it's Alan Cavana. Hello, Alan.
Hey, it's good to be back, Brad. Lane Riggs is always a threat when we show up in the Truck Series, and he should be tonight, but you're starting way in the back, 34th. What happened in qualifying?
Yeah, it had some kind of fuel issues, pickup issue with the engine. I had my foot on the floor, and it was not making any horsepower. So, just pulled it in. Luckily, we were able to fix it. Good job to everybody at front row and everybody on this 34 team. They've done a good job getting it back together. So I feel really confident, though. Our pace that we had in practice was stellar compared to what we've had here in the past. I feel like we kind of done a 180 on our deal. So I'm really excited to see what we got for the race. I will hopefully get to pass every truck in the field tonight. So I'm going to put on a show. Got to keep it out of the grass and keep it out of the walls. And I think if we can do that, we'll naturally be up front at the end.
Ambitious and fast. Lane Riggs, optimistic tonight, Heather.
And from the opposite end, from the back of the field from Lane Riggs, we're going to go to the front row here with teammates at ThorSport. We got Ben Rhodes and Jake Garcia in here. But we'll start with Ben, since you're leading the field to green tonight. How do you feel about your truck going into this evening's event?
Yeah, really good about our TYM F-150. I was concerned about qualifying speed, and those concerns were put to rest. Now, race run speed and practice. I was happy with how we drove around other trucks. I was happy with the versatility of our truck, being able to be in a few different positions and still maintain grip. The only concern I have now is just firing off. We got to be able to hold our position, and I think the long run speed will be there.
All right, now we'll go to his teammate, Jake Garcia. Your PR just yelled at you to lock in right now. Ben's really happy about his truck. Are you locked in and ready to go?
I think so, as good as I'm going to get before the race. But, just excited to get going with our Quantum Services F-150. Texas is one of my favorite racetracks, so looking forward to it tonight. And, I'm just trying to get clear down in front of Ben here on this restart. So, that's my main goal right now. So, looking forward to it, and hopefully it'll be a good one for us in the 98 and all of ThorSport Racing.
All right, a little smack talk here between teammates, Alan Cavana.
And I'm with Caden Honeycutt, who's in a wonderful Carolina blue fire suit this week. You're also, can we call it in front of a hometown crowd? It feels like a hometown race for you?
Absolutely. I've unfortunately didn't make too many laps last year, but had a good practice today. Got to a little bit more laps around here. Was much more comfortable with our number 11, Safe Light Foster for Love Toyota Tundra. So, I think we got a good truck. Qualifying is what it is. I held it flat, so that is what it was, but we kind of expected that. So a great truck today. I think we got a good one going.
All right, Caden Honeycutt trying to continue what's a real good start to the year, Heather.
And making his first start here in any series at this racetrack is Brendan Butterbean Queen. So what are your initial impressions of this track, and what do you think the biggest challenges are for you tonight?
Yeah, I think obviously was glad to get practice in, no rain. That was nice, and always good to fire up that Cummins turbo in that 12 Ram 1500 we got over there and go to work. But I think turn 2 is going to be challenging. We struggled in practice, and just hope we make some right adjustments throughout the race to just get us to the end here. Obviously each week just trying to get these Rams faster and faster, and it's a good night tonight, nice weather. Hopefully we can get it to the end and have a solid night.
All right, that's Butterbean Queen. He's rolling off 17th. Alan Cavana?
Well, he's wearing the biggest cowboy hat in the field right now, and he's got the biggest smile amongst the drivers because it's Carson Hocevar still celebrating your first Cup Series win. Now you get to run a truck around Texas. How's this week been for you?
Yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed every second of it. Glad to be back at a racetrack again, get to run a truck, and get to just go have fun and enjoy racing. And, a lot less pressure, obviously, this week, but even more less of pressure anytime I get in a truck. We just get to go have fun and enjoy, racing like we did, when we all started loving it. And, not anything, worried about points or whatever. You just get to go out fun, make moves, and see if you come out at the end of the day up top.
One thing we learned, winning is fun, especially for Carson Hocevar. Heather?
And making her first start this season is Tony Breidinger. Tony, it's been a while since we've seen you. Do you feel like you've been able to shake the rust off today and go out there and show us what you got tonight here in Texas?
Yeah, no, honestly, I felt pretty good in practice. I feel like I was able to get back in the swing of things. So, yeah, I'm excited to be back at it.
And then this racetrack, you only have one start here. What's maybe something that you're thinking about going into the race that you want to focus on improving on?
Yeah, I feel like last year I didn't get a huge feel for the track because we had practice and qualifying rain out. So already have made gains on that today with having some practice and qualifying. So I'm just excited for just improvement and just building off of everything I learned from last year.
All right, that's Tony Breidinger, who will roll off 27th. Alan?
Well, the free agent superstar this week for Colleague Racing is our friend Parker Kligerman, super sub. What was it like being back in a truck today?
It's nice. You know, I was a little bit hesitant, like how it would all feel. I hadn't been in one since, Talladega last October, so it's been a minute since I've driven a race car, and it all came back in a lap. That was nice. I was, patting myself on the back, like, hey, man, you still got it. That's cool. But, no, this is cool. This whole program with Ram and, by Matt Call and Chris Rice and Ty Norris and everyone, like, I was flattered they reached out because you never know, like, how much longer people are going to call me to come drive race cars, right? And so that was super cool. And, to see this whole program, what they put into is amazing. We all know there's work to do, but it's a program in its infancy, and that's sort of cool to see. I think in this day and age, we don't get to see a new manufacturer, obviously, try and figure things out and try to work with a team like this. So I think it's really cool, and it's been fun to be a part of the process.
Well, from the booth to the driver's seat, a different kind of double duty for Parker Kligerman. Heather?
And Gio Ruggiero here in the Truck Series, still searching for his first win of his career. What do you think your chances are of locking it down and getting a victory here at Texas Motor Speedway?
Yeah, I think our truck's really fast, so definitely need to get a win this year, and I think it'll be a good track to do it. Obviously, I ran through the grass last year, so I got to stay out of the grass tonight and just keep it in one piece.
All right, that's Gio Ruggiero, who's going to roll off third tonight.
Thank you.
Get ready to rev your engines, NASCAR fans. The thrill, the speed, the action. You can now experience it all for free on the NASCAR channel on Tubi. All-day access to NASCAR action, streaming classic moments, iconic rivalries, and behind-the-scenes stories from the greatest drivers. Best of all, it's completely free. Stream anytime, anywhere on your favorite fast platform. No fees, no strings, just NASCAR. Find the NASCAR channel on your streaming device and start watching today.
The year was 1993. The NASCAR Cup Series season kicked off with the Dale and Dale Show at the Daytona 500.
Dale Jarrett's got the lead. He goes to the inside. Earnhardt's not going to get him. Dale Jarrett is going to win the Daytona 500 by SDP. Earnhardt second.
The 1993 NASCAR Cup Series season. All the highs and lows. Relive them all on MRN's exclusive podcast, The 1993 Season. Available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
NASCAR history. What I learned from Ken Squire, Barney Hall, and Ned Jarrett, I could never repay. Ken never told me what to say or what not to say. I learned very quickly that I was never going to be another Ken Squire. I don't think anybody could rise to that level. Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcasts. 50 years of MRN. Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. The 1993 season. Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
Love NASCAR? Subscribe, listen, and download Motor Racing Network's exclusive podcast series. MRN presents Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career, The Rise of Dale Earnhardt Jr. on Junior's Journey. Get to know Jack Roush on The Many Hats of Jack Roush. Meet the King on Richard Petty's Road to Royalty. Dig deep into one of NASCAR's most memorable years, the 1993 season. Motor Racing Network exclusive podcast. Available on MRN.com or any audio podcast platform.
This is Daniel McRae. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Brad Gilley alongside Nick Yeoman. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Toyota Race. Race your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. And very appropriate to be brought to you by Toyota as Toyota Motors North America, located in Plano, Texas, just about 40 miles east of here. And all of the Toyota Tundras are built in San Antonio, Texas, about 4.5 hours south of here. But right now, we're going to introduce you to a couple couple more voices who are going to help us call the play-by-play action for 250 miles tonight. High on a scissor lift right in front of the Speedway condo building outside of Turn 2 is where we will find our Andrew Curlin.
Yes, Brad, it's a beautiful view over here in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and this is a turn with a lot of character, and it's nothing like its sister turn in turns 3 and 4. It's a technical, sweeping, hold your breath type of turn. The width from the apron to the wall is 80 feet, but I would not suggest using every inch of real estate over here. The fastest way around is to get your left side Goodyears hugging that white line on the bottom of the racetrack. From there, you can get creative. You can move a groove or two higher, but go too high and those grippy tires turn into ice skates in a heartbeat. Compared to the 24 degrees of banking in 3 and 4, we're a flatter 20 degrees of banking over here in turns 1 and 2. And drivers told me you're asking a lot out of your truck while encountering some pretty difficult moments. So it's going to be some exciting truck racing action here in turns 1 and 2. And as they make their way off of 2 down the back straightaway, they come into the view of Pat Patterson.
Oh, thank you, Andrew, and happy race evening to everyone. Happy race day. Great to have you here. I sit on top of the roof down here in the turns 3 and 4 area, and I have the best view in the planet of not just here, but about half of Texas, it seems like, on top of this place. White walls, darn, all the way around the turns 3 and 4. Texas Motor Speedway is proudly donned with a lot of great sponsors, and they have a lot of colorful billboards all the way around the racetrack down here. Andrew talked about his end of the racetrack, and it really is a different part of the world. When you come down here, you got 24 degrees of banking to lean on. Drivers will tell you that if you're feeling good, let her rip and let her eat, because you can almost flat foot that thing all the way around 3 and 4. They'll do a lot of that tonight. As the tires wear, you'll see them get up here closer to the wall. In fact, with the cool temperatures here tonight, won't surprise me that they get up there pretty quickly. The exit of turn 4 is a little tricky. It heads into a dog leg here, and the wall that comes up pretty fast off of turn number 4 can reach out and bite you if you're in the wrong position, or if traffic puts you in the wrong position. And that's one of the best things about racing here in Texas, is watching the traffic. It's fun to watch the fast trucks get around the slower ones, and we'll do quite a bit of that here tonight. We'll be your eyes and ears all evening long to watch the best truckers on the planet get after it at TMS.
Looking forward to it, Pat. Thank you. Brad and I will take them from you out of turn number 4. You mentioned that familiar double dog leg here at Texas Motor Speedway. Brad, the infield grass right now is pristine. We haven't got a lot of rain over the last 24, 48 hours. It's painted up nice. Everything looks great. That may change, because over the years, through the double dog leg, we've seen some drivers in all 3 series get spun into that grass area, so we'll hope we keep it clean tonight.
Yeah, number one, I want to give just an incredible compliment to the grounds crew here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is my home track. I'm here all the time. I have never seen it look this green and this beautiful, not just in the ball field, but all around the facility. They've done an amazing job with that. Number 2, Nick, part of the reason that's green is not just because of amazing facilities crews here and landscaping crews. We have had a lot of rain. And guess what? If one of these trucks hits that grass, they're not going to slow down too much. That is nice and slick, I can assure you that, which is going to be a good thing. And it's nice that we've had a lot of rain as well, because Andrew Curlin outside of turn number 2, he'll be dodging fireworks a little bit later on tonight when they take the checkered flag. So we'll make sure we keep everything nice and damp back there for him. But the racetrack is just beautiful here this weekend. And having watched the trucks go out there earlier for 50 minutes of practice, nearly an hour-long practice session, and then the qualifying that we had, a lot of rubber's been laid into this track. We also had qualifying for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series earlier today, where Justin Allgaier has won the pole for tomorrow's Andy's Frozen Custard 340. So this track has already seen a lot of race cars on it, and I think that's going to bode well when we drop the green flag here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, pounding around this place with 2 full fields in the Truck Series in O'Reilly means a lot of rubber has been laid down, and then certainly I think you're right. That'll help widen the groove and maybe makes for some really good racing. O'Reilly had a very competitive practice session as well, and as you mentioned, Justin Allgaier going to be the guy that looks to be the one to beat when we go racing in that race tomorrow. But certainly everybody going to be keeping their eyes on the Truck Series tonight for 167 laps. with a pair of Fords on the front row, Ben Rhodes and Jake Garcia. We heard from Carson Hocevar in the pre-race show. Brad, what a week that young man has had. You can hear it in his voice. He's done a lot of interviews, done a lot of talking. Everybody wanted to get a piece of that guy after what's been a career-making, monumental week for Carson Hocevar.
3 years ago, he won his first career NASCAR race right here at Texas. The race was dominated by Nick Sanchez, like literally dominated, led every lap but one. We get into an overtime restart. Carson Hocevar goes from 18th to 5th. We have another wreck. Well, the next wreck is actually Nick Sanchez. Carson Hocevar literally drives through the smoke and onto victory lane for his first win that year, and then went on to win 3 more and contend for the Truck Series championship by the end of it. And I say that because a lot of times we look at young drivers. His 91st Cup race on Sunday at Talladega was the one that took him to victory lane. Once you can break that seal on victory lane, it becomes a lot easier, I feel, to get there again and again and again. Last year, he won the pole for the Cup Series race and had a nice run. So I'm looking forward to seeing not only what he can do here tonight in that Spire Motorsports Silverado, but what he can do all weekend long here at Texas.
And certainly has a good starting position in the 11th position, and has his teammate Kyle Busch in this race as well. Getting you set for the SpeedyCash.com 250. We'll return in just a moment here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
This Mother's Day, it's gonna get loud.
What did we just say?
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to the Glen, where road course precision meets high-speed skill, and only the very best thrive. Yeah! The Busch Lights Summer Music Series continues, featuring Vincent Mason live. An unforgettable weekend at the home of American road racing. NASCAR weekend at Watkins Glen International, May 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
From the fabulous Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live MRN radio broadcast, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth technology. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day, the RE4000 delivers zero latency so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless, that's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is Corey Hine. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Getting closer to opening ceremonies here at Texas Motor Speedway, but before we do that, you'll hear from a couple more drivers. But first, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the NASCAR Racing Network.
This is JBMotorsports. You are listening to the coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series from Texas Motor Speedway.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, let's hear from Ross Chastain tomorrow night. He's going to do a lot more talking. He'll be in the booth with us for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race, but Alan Cabana is standing by with competitor Ross Chastain.
Part-time broadcaster, full-time race car driver Ross Chastain, breaking it down with our friend Raja Caruth. It's always fun when you're in the field, especially a truck field. If you're going to do this tonight, you got to do it from 23rd position. What's your challenge tonight?
Making sure that there's enough fuel to this Ilmore engine. Haven't had issues in practice, and they saw issues in qualifying as well. So thought we should be around our teammates in the teens, and we're further, another 10th and a half back. So feel like Ilmore saw issues post qualifying.
So they changed some parts out. We'll roll off here in our Nice Equipment Texapa Chevy. Big event for Nice Motorsports and the greater group of all the people behind the scenes. So a ton of people up in a couple of different suites and down here on pit road. So, yeah, definitely want this Phil Gould-led team to go forward.
Yeah, guys, Al Nice has an office not far from here in Texas. About 250 guests here this weekend. Ross Chastain, one of the many drivers representing the company tonight, Heather.
And this guy is a 6-time winner here in the Truck Series. He has 20 wins overall between all 3 series here at Texas Motor Speedway, and that is the one and only Kyle Busch. So, Kyle, it's good to see you back in the Truck Series. What kind of show can we expect you to put on here tonight for us?
Well, I don't start first, so we got to pass a couple. So at least there's going to be some of that, hopefully. But our HendrickCars.com Silverado was pretty good in practice. You know, felt like we could have been a little bit better in 1 and 2, and that's where our focus was, trying to make that end faster. But we'll see what the racetrack has in store for us tonight. A lot of change here with darkness setting in, lights turning on, but it's going to be fast.
All right, it's going to be fun to watch Kyle Busch. He'll be rolling off from that 6th position.
Thank you very much, Heather. Thank you very much, Alan Cavana. This is going to be a pretty thrilling race based on what we have with the lineup of this one, Nick, with the talented drivers that are in this one, and there are numerous ones. Obviously, Kyle Busch, it's hard not to watch him when he enters a Craftsman Truck Series race, but so many different winners in this field and so many different drivers capable of even getting their first win.
And when we opened the show, we talked about that championship bottleneck at the top with 3 drivers separated by just 4 points. They've got some work to do as well. Chandler Smith, the highest starting of those 3 championship contenders. He's going to start in the 8th position tonight. Caden Honeycutt's going to start 10th. And then, of course, the guy that I think we're all going to have to keep an eye on is Lane Riggs, who had those issues in qualifying, starting 34th. He's going to have to pass a lot of trucks tonight, Brad. He's got 167 laps and 3 stages to do it. But, boy, Lane Riggs' work is cut out for him tonight.
Yeah, how bad is that? You're in the Aaron's Dream Machine here in Texas. You go out to qualify. You go mash the gas and nothing happens.
Some might say that's a nightmare and not the Dream Machine. I don't know. That's not a good way to start the night. But the good thing is, Brad, it's just qualifying. That's 2 laps. He's got an entire race to work his way through the field, but certainly going to be a lot of fun to watch.
You know what? Something to be thankful for. We did have a long rain forecast for us today. None of that happened, which is great. Had that happened, Lane Riggs might have found that out when they took the green flag of this race. So you have to look at all the silver linings, and we've had numerous ones here today at Texas Motor Speedway, which has been pretty exciting.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Certainly this racetrack, a lot of character to it as the asphalt starts to wear. The drivers are coming around, and, of course, the challenges that we talk about as well. You heard Kyle Busch say his truck didn't feel very good in 1 and 2. That's the laid-down portion of the racetrack where you're really kind of searching for the apex, searching to pick up the throttle. A lot of challenges, and thankfully, Brad, Mother Nature is not going to be one of those tonight here at Texas.
Yeah, that is a great thing. The track itself is a big challenge to the drivers. They talk about the bumps in turn 4. They talk about 2 different sides of the racetrack, even though it looks symmetrical from above. 20 degrees of banking in 1 and 2, 24 degrees of banking in 3 and 4. If you don't have a 1 and 2, it takes you at least a full lap to regain your composure, because if you can't get off of turn number 2 very well, you are going to lose it in 3 and 4, where they can pretty much flat-foot it around the track here at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's now get things started off as we will go trackside with opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able, remove your hats, and veterans render a hand salute as the 1st Cavalry Division Honor Guard from Fort Hood, Texas, presents our nation's colors. Here to offer tonight's invocation, please welcome from Texas Alliance Raceway Ministries, Brett Schisler.
Would you please pray with me? Most loving and gracious God, we come to you this evening and we thank you. We thank you that the rain is held off, that we can enjoy this evening. But much, much more importantly, Lord, we come to you tonight and we thank you for the men and women all over the world that put their lives on the line, that we can be here tonight and pray as free people. Lord, we come to you tonight and we also ask for your safety. We ask that you be with each and every one of the drivers, all of the crews, all of the fans, and with our world. And Lord, we finally come to you tonight and we ask your guidance, your blessings on all of us. It's in the strong and beautiful name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we come and we pray. Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the United States Army 1st Cavalry Division Band from Fort Hood, Texas.
NASCAR Live Race Day has been brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Looking for a weekly motorsports podcast to stay up to date on what's happening on and off the track? The Motor Racing Network is the place. Hear from NASCAR crew chiefs on MRN Crew Call. All the happenings from regional touring series and local tracks on NASCAR Coast to Coast. Sprint Car Talk on Winged Nation. NASCAR history on MRN Classic Races. And hear from the drivers on NASCAR Live. MRN podcasts available on MRN.com, YouTube, or your favorite podcast platform.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, the home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Inspiring story.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes back to the Daytona International Speedway. He will win the Pepsi 400.
I'm just the pilot, man. You know, I just want everybody to be happy. I want to do good, and hopefully all of my dad's fans enjoyed this. This for all them.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcast Junior's Journey. Jeff Gordon, a colorful career, 50 years of MRN, the 1993 season, the road to royalty, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
Pack your crew and ignite your weekend. Michigan summers don't whisper, they roar. Camp under the sun at NASCAR's fastest track. The Firekeepers Casino 400. Fast cars, loud engines, and chaos.
Cover the line, contact!
The ultimate summer kickoff. Michigan never looked this good.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Michigan International Speedway. June 5th through 7th. Get your tickets now at mispeedway.com.
This is Jake Garcia. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Live on the NASCAR Racing Network. It's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Get a big thumbs up. Get ready to rock and roll past the race cars today, pal. Oh, boys, let's execute. Have a good day.
Tonight, the SpeedyCash.com 250 from Texas Motor Speedway. Brought to you by Craftsman. DIY projects always sound simple until they're not. Luckily, Craftsman has your back. With tools built to power through the mess, you can go from, what have I done, to, yeah, I did that. Head to Craftsman.com today. Craftsman. Build on. By Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. By Hardee's. Get the Hardee's app and join My Rewards, and we'll start you off with a free sandwich. Plus, earn rewards with every dollar spent and order ahead. And by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
30 years of racing at Texas Motor Speedway for the 52nd time. The Craftsman Truck Series are going to tackle this mile-and-a-half racetrack at Texas Motor Speedway. Brad, this is your home area. You're from this part of town, my friend. The history of this series racing at the track, it cannot be understated.
It can't. And so many great races, so many great memories, from Brendan Gaughan winning 4 in a row here to Todd Bodine, all of the trips he made to Victory Lane. We mentioned first-time winners in the open of our show. Carson Hocevar was one of those back in 2023, but other drivers like Clint Boyer and Jeb Burton, Brian Reffner, to name a few. It has been very exciting to see the action that happens with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. We look forward to more of it here tonight. 250 miles of racing. This one's going to be interesting, broken down into 3 stages. We're not going to necessarily have to worry about getting over a Sunoco fuel run in either stage 1 or in stage 2. That final stage of the race, well, that's when the pit crew members will have another opportunity to shine as well.
Yeah, the breakdown tonight, lap 40 will put the finishing touches on stage number 1. We'll go another 40 laps to lap 80 for stage 2, and then it's a long 87-lap run to complete this thing here at Texas Motor Speedway. So certainly some opportunities for some strategy for some of these teams later in the race. And certainly with 35 trucks here, plenty of opportunity to see a lot of side-by-side action, not just in turns 1 and 2, but in the higher banks of turns 3 and 4. And certainly we're going to see plenty of drivers mixing it up here through the double dog legs here on the front stretch.
We are for sure. Before all of that happens, we've got to get these trucks fired up here. We have Chevrolets, we have Toyotas, we have Fords, and we have Ram trucks out here in this 35 truck field as well. And we are going to go trackside with track announcer Brian Hammond to get things started with the command to fire engines here in Texas.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome operations executives from Community Choice Financial, Michael Corey, Julia Perez-Figueroa, Carmen Houston, Liza Stroud.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now, here's the starting lineup.
Rolling off 35th, Corey Roper in the Dryden Toyota. The Aaron's rent-to-own Ford of Lane Riggs will start 34th. 33rd, Caleb Costner, the Piedmont Outfitters Realtree Chevrolet. Starting 32nd, Frankie Muniz, the Morgan & Morgan Ford. 31st will be Josh Rayum, the Ariel Titans Ford.
Starting 30th, it's Spencer Boyd in the Danuta Organic Tequila Chevrolet alongside Clayton Green in the Turner Company Ford. Starting 28th, it's Minnie Tyrell in the Rams Race for the Seat Ram alongside the One Size Beauty Chevrolet of Tony Breidinger. Chris Wright starts 26th tonight in the America's Auto Auction Chevrolet alongside the Mopar Ram of Corey LaJoy. It's the Celsius Ram of Justin Haley on the outside of row 12, and to his inside, Ross Chastain in the TX APA Chevrolet. Dawson Sutton starts 22nd tonight in the Rackley Roofing Chevrolet alongside William Sawalich in the Starkey Toyota.
Ty Majeski starts 20th, the Black Label Bacon Menards Ford. Parker Kligerman rolls off 19th in the Nothing Stops Texas, Nothing Stops Ram. The Sprecher Toyota of Brandon Jones starts 18th. 17th will be Brendan Queen, the Cummins Ram. The Comprehensive Logistics Chevrolet of Connor Jones rolls off 16th. 15th will be Andre Perez de Lara, the Acceptance Insurance Chevrolet. Daniel Hemrick starts 14th in the Napa Night Vision Chevrolet. 13th will be Tyler Ankrum, the Liuna Chevrolet. Christian Eckes rolls off 12th in the Columbia Bank Chevrolet. And Carson Hocevar starts 11th, the Chili's Ride the Dente Chevrolet.
Starting 10th tonight in the Safelite Foster's Love Toyota, it's Caden Honeycutt. And to his inside, it's Grant Infinger in the Grant County Mulch Chevrolet. In row 4 on the outside, it's Chandler Smith in the Speedy Cash Ford. And to his inside in 7th, it's Stuart Friesen in the Halmar International Toyota. Kyle Busch starts 6th tonight in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet, and to his inside in 5th, it's Tanner Gray in the Place of Hope Toyota. In row 2 on the outside, it's Cole Butcher in the Atlantic Tilt Load Ford and Giovanni Ruggiero in the JBL Toyota. And on the front row, it's Jake Garcia to the outside in the Quantra Curb Records Ford, and on the pole with a speed of 185.096 miles per hour, it's Ben Rhodes in the TYM Ford.
And that's your starting lineup for the SpeedyCash.com 250.
Every DIY project has that oh no moment. The missing bolt, the measured cut, the second, third, and fourth trips to the hardware store. That's where Craftsman comes in. Whether you're tackling the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the job done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Head to Craftsman.com today and find the right tools for any project. Craftsman. Build on. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races here. The Motor Racing Network.
Side by side into one. Zilich trying to get the advantage up high. Puts the squeeze on Eric Almirola. Connor Zilich by half a car length off turn 2.
We have you covered from the green flag to the checker.
Connor Zilich to the lead, but they're 4 wide behind him.
The voice of NASCAR.
Here comes Jesse Love to the start-finish line. He'll win at Phoenix.
The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races on the Motor Racing Network.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
We're at the start-finish line.
William Byron on pole position. Green flag is out and we're racing.
We're in the turn.
Here to the inside comes Kyle Larson. He and Hamlin bump.
We're on on pit road.
4 tires Sonoma Racing Fuel. The race on from pit road is Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones goes off second.
We are live from the track. The Motor Racing Network, your home for NASCAR racing. Don't miss a lap, pit stop, or side-by-side race for the win. Listen to all the play-by-play action on your local radio station and MRN or NASCAR.com. Love sprint car dirt track racing? Check out the Motor Racing Network's Wing Nation with Steve Post, Ashley Stremme, and the First Lady of Dirt Racing, World of Outlaws winner, Aaron Evernham. Each week, Wing Nation goes in-depth with the stars of local tracks, high-limit racing, and the World of Outlaws. Check out Wing Nation interviews on the Wing Nation Facebook page, YouTube channel, or follow along on Instagram or X at Wing Nation. Your go-to for sprint car talk, Wing Nation.
This is Grant Enfinger. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Pre-race ceremonies here at Texas Motor Speedway are done. Engines are fired. Parade laps are underway, and that means we need to go to pit lane and get some picks from our pit reporters. Ladies first, Heather DeBow, who do you think we're talking to in Victory Lane at night's end?
Well, I think this driver is going to carry momentum from his first Cup win at Talladega into Victory Lane tonight, and that's Carson Hocevar, who will go to Victory Lane.
Wonder what kind of celebration he may have planned ready to go tonight if Carson Hocevar goes to Victory Lane. Alan Cavana, what about you?
Well, this driver has not gone to Victory Lane in nearly 3 calendar years. That changes tonight. The pole setter, Ben Rhodes, back to Victory Lane.
Two-time champion in the Craftsman Truck Series, could certainly use a win. So Heather going with Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, the pole sitter. That's the pick of Alan Cavana.
I like that. I like those picks as well. Well, the field is headed toward turns 1 and 2. They are side by side behind the pace truck, and they're headed to Andrew Curlin up in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view up here in 1 and 2. 20 degrees of banking. There's 80 feet from the apron to the wall, but drivers should not use all of it. Fastest groove around the racetrack is your left side tires up against that white line. Now, you can go side by side, but in the first lap, first corner last year, they were 4, even 5 wide in the middle of 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. So what am I expecting? I think it's chaos, Pat Patterson, over here in 1 and 2, and then, of course, you have a little bit of a quicker corner in 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's fun over here, Andrew, and one of the reasons is that this is a momentum racetrack, and simply meaning that these trucks punch such a big hole in the air, but if somehow or another you get out of the gas even just a little bit, you can find yourself in big trouble. And so, therefore, I love watching these guys hustle these trucks through the 24 degrees of banking and get up next to the wall out here. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I expect the chaos, just like you just referred to. I also expect some very fast trucks to go to the front really quick and break away and start racing around here for the lead. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time tonight at Texas.
Lights are starting to come to life here at Texas Motor Speedway because we will be night racing. Right now it is dusk, would be the best way to put it, but pretty soon they will be fully bathed in this Musco lighting system. Daniel Suarez is going to be joining us up here in the booth here shortly as well to help us analyze this race and call the play-by-play. Love his take on what we get to see with the racing day.
Yeah, there's no doubt. These drivers certainly bring a unique perspective, and Daniel's got plenty of experience in the truck series, and certainly a lot of experience here at Texas Motor Speedway, so we look forward to hearing from him. The field making their way down pit road to check those pit road speed. It is 45 miles per hour tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway, so very important, Brad. Don't want to throw away a good night. That was a big storyline, all 3 series at Talladega a week ago, so certainly very important to cross those T's, dot those I's, and make sure that you get the tachometer ready to go for the pit road speed when it's time to put those unsung heroes, those crew members, to work a little bit later on in this race.
Yeah, pit road is a great opportunity to pass other trucks. It's also a great opportunity to lose all of your track position. You don't want to speed. You don't want to slide through your box. You don't want to remove equipment from the pit box. You don't want to have your crew members jump over the wall too soon or have a tire and wheel get away from you. Any one of those things could send you right to the back of the pack. That's if it happens under caution. If it happens under green, you could actually lose a lap because you'd have to do a pass-through penalty.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can throw away a race. Very going to be interesting when we drop the green flag. You heard Jake Garcia in our pre-race show say he wants to quickly fall behind Ben Rhodes into turn number 1. As Andrew pointed out, though, going to be a lot of drivers going to get aggressive, probably try to go 3 and 4 wide around this place.
Alan Cavana, you're covering a driver who knows what it's like to find victory lane here at Texas.
Yeah, Kyle Busch. The last 4 times he's run a truck here at Texas, he has gone to victory lane. Back here in the truck tonight in the number 7 for Spire. So he loved his handling in practice, and he really said all we need to do is adjust some tire pressure, and I think we're going to be really good. I know I didn't pick him, guys, but Kyle Busch is in the field tonight. The whole field should be looking at that 7 truck.
I would agree with you as well. HendrickCars.com, the sponsor on Kyle Busch's truck at Spire Motorsports when he runs in the Truck Series. The field is about to cross the start-finish line. It's got a nice Texas flag painted on it. And when that happens, the lights on the Chevy Silverado Pace truck will go out. That means we have 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go before we start this 250-mile race, Nick.
No doubt about it, and all the fans starting to jump to their feet as well. Got a good crowd here at Texas Motor Speedway, expecting a monster crowd Sunday when we go racing in the Worth 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series. And, of course, don't miss the Andes Frozen Custard 340 tomorrow. Triple header weekend. Andrew Curlin, you're going to be high atop turn number 2 all weekend as we are set to go racing here at Texas.
I can't wait. The field is lined up 2 by 2. As Brad, you mentioned, the lights are off on that Pace truck. We're getting ready to set them loose here at Texas. I can't wait. The buzz of the lights above me, I think they're being drowned out by these race trucks, and that's a good thing. We're about to let them loose.
Yes, we are for sure. And, of course, when they head down the back straightaway, Big Hoss TV actually set the Guinness Book of World Records record for the largest television on the planet. And the field is going underneath that right now and headed toward Pat Patterson.
Yep, let's get it set. These top 10, how they'll start tonight in row number 5. Caden Honeycutt lines up right beside Grant Enfinger. Row 4, Chandler Smith, and he'll be alongside Stuart Friesen. In that 3rd row, the all-time winner here, Kyle Busch and Tanner Gray line up together. Cole Butcher and Gio Ruggiero in lane number 2. And in that 1st row tonight, Jake Garcia and the pride of Kentucky, that would be number Ben Rose. He's ready to go. Pace truck, has the lights out. Fans are on their feet. We are ready to turn them loose in the Lone Star State.
They say Fort Worth is where the West begins, and we love our pickup trucks here in Fort Worth, especially the racing variety. They are headed toward the start-finish line. We are about to get this race underway. Green flag is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Big jump for Ben Rhodes at the front of the field. He gets a nice push from Gio Ruggiero headed into 1.
And that push will help Ben Rhodes make his way through 1 and 2. Ruggiero peeked to the inside, but so far it's Ben Rhodes side by side for second. It's Ruggiero and Jake Garcia.
Rhodes has the hammer down the backstretch for the first time tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. Takes that red number 99 down to the bottom of the racetrack. Behind him, 2 by 2. They're all stacked up. Rhodes leads lap number 1.
Boy, car getting sideways off of turn number 4. That was Gio Ruggiero on the bottom trying to take that second spot. He slides up to the outside. Cole Butcher fills the gap. He's looking for 3rd into 1.
He's going to try to collect himself. Butcher on the inside. Ruggiero on the outside. Behind them, Chandler Smith trying to get a piece of this action. That's the battle for 3rd.
Smith goes to work right there. We got our eye on Kyle Busch. He's trying to make some moves here to get his way up towards the front. Meanwhile, Rhodes down at the very bottom of the racetrack. Gio right behind him as they race all 4.
Up front we have Ben Rhodes, but he is not driving away from Jake Garcia. Garcia right on the rear tailgate of that Ford as they head back to 1.
Garcia said in the pre-race his plan was to get around Rhodes early. He's going to follow the tire tracks. They're both on the bottom group of the racetrack. Garcia continues to stalk Ben Rhodes as they head down the back straightaway.
And they'll stay about 2 car lengths or truck lengths apart now as they race off the wall down to the bottom of the racetrack here in 3 and 4. Rhodes once again about a half a truck length lead.
Off of turn number 4, they are separated by about a half a truck length with about a 6 truck length advantage. Back to 3rd place running Gio Ruggiero. Ben Rhodes leads the field back into 1.
I'm watching the battle for 8th here. It's Stuart Friesen, who just cleared himself from Christian Eckes and Carson Hocevar. That's the best battle on the racetrack. Hocevar now gets around Christian Eckes as they race down the back straightaway.
Top 10 spread out now amongst themselves down the backstretch, bottom of the racetrack. Here comes the Rhodes pulling the train, about equal separation all the way through the top 10.
This time by, we are going to complete lap number 4. Ben Rhodes leads Jake Garcia. Then it's Gio Ruggiero, Chandler Smith, and here comes Tanner Gray running in that 5th spot.
He has certainly made himself a player here. Chandler Smith in a bright green truck being followed closely behind by Tanner Gray. They're all on the bottom group of the racetrack as Gray tries to track down the leaders.
Now Tanner Gray in a blue and white number 15 here tonight. He'll start to close down on that top 5. Everybody once again, very bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4.
Carson Hocevar just picked up a spot. He moves into 8th, getting around Stuart Friesen. That happened down in turn number 2. Hocevar pulls away from Friesen. Friesen's now going to have a challenge from Caden Honeycutt into turn 1.
Caden Honeycutt in a bright blue truck trying to track down that 52 of Stuart Friesen, but looking further ahead, Kyle Busch is on the move down the back straightaway.
Kyle Busch working his way up into the top 5 real quick as he takes his car, or skates his truck into that 7th position. Behind him, Friesen and that group also racing hard as they come off 4.
As they come off of turn number 4, Carson Hocevar is now on the move. He drives to the inside door of Kyle Busch as they head back to 1.
They're side by side heading into 1, but Kyle Busch will not put up a fight. Move Carson Hocevar up 1 spot on corner entry. Now he sets his sights forward on the leaders down the back straightaway.
Certainly looks like Kyle Busch is letting his truck come to him a little bit tonight, not pushing it hard. Meanwhile, up front, that battle tightens up.
It's a 5-truck breakaway at the front of the field. Ben Rhodes, Jake Garcia, Gio Ruggiero, Chandler Smith, and Tanner Gray back into turn number 1.
The lead for Ben Rhodes ebbs and flows. He'll gap Jake Garcia to about 2-3 car lengths, and now the deficit is now getting smaller as Jake Garcia closes in on race leader Ben Rhodes.
Garcia will get with about a truck length and a half as they get into turn number 3, bottom of the racetrack. His truck gets a little bit loose on him all 4.
This will complete lap number 8. Ben Rhodes, Jake Garcia, Gio Ruggiero, Chandler Smith, and Tanner Gray. It's a 5-truck breakaway as Daniel Suarez comes into the booth to join us here for this 250-mile Truck Series race. How you doing, Daniel? Welcome back to Texas.
Hello, amigos. I'm super excited to be here. Man, what a view. What a view we have here. What an amazing day for racing. I mean, these trucks right now are holding the mail. I mean, you can feel the temperature going down, and there is a lot of throttle time. And the draft is going to be something key, and that's why we can see the first 5 trucks just kind of like driving away from the pack, from the second pack.
Yeah, everyone kind of minding their P's and Q's. It's 167 laps tonight, Daniel, so certainly just 40 for this first stage, but got to take care of those trucks, make sure they're built and ready to last throughout the course of this event.
No, for sure. I really see this racetrack as kind of like mile and a half, of course, but it has a little bit of a super speedway flavor for these trucks, right? Because they have a lot of downforce, a lot of drag, and corner 3 and 4 is so fast. So if they can, right now, what these guys have to do and what they are focusing on is how can they make the truck as good as possible for corner 1 and 2, because corner 3 and 4 is going to be almost wide open, if not wide open. So it's going to be very, very important for these guys to be strong over there, to be able to make runs and create a super long straightaway.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of 3 and 4, Pat Patterson, Kyle Busch right now has the A spot. I think Caden Honeycutt's going to want to take it away pretty soon.
Caden Honeycutt's got a fast truck. He works it all 4 right now as he gets within about 3 truck lengths, I'd say, of Kyle Busch. He works his way through the dog leg down into turn number 1 and Andrew.
In front of them, Carson Hocevar now peeks to the inside of Cole Butcher. He's going to go for that position, but they're going to race side by side down the back straightaway.
Hocevar on the bottom, Butcher to the outside now. Butcher outside in a bright red truck. Hocevar working the bottom of the racetrack. He'll take that spot away now, midway through 3 and 4.
Carson Hocevar's truck looked really good on the bottom. He will pick up that 6th position. Let's go to pit lane and Alan Cavana.
Well, Jake Garcia in the 98 truck has the speed to catch the leader, Ben Rhodes, but catching him is one thing, passing him is another. He says every time he gets close, he hits kind of a bubble of air, and it ends up making the truck tight, and he loses ground. Maybe Daniel can tell us what that feels like, catching up to a truck but not being able to pass right away.
Totally. That's the tricky part here, and it's something that I saw Carson doing a great job right there, not trying to get too attached in the wake of air. Oh my God, right there, Kyle Busch, super close to the wall right there. Actually, he actually hit the wall a little bit on X04, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Putting yourself in a bad aero situation. Obviously, Kyle Busch, one of the most experienced guys here, if actually the most experienced guys here, and even him was able to make a mistake over there. So, it just doesn't take much, to put yourself in a bad aero situation, especially in a racetrack this fast.
Watching the replay, it looks like he pounded the wall pretty good. I know these are the tough trucks of NASCAR, Daniel, but there are still a lot of things that can get damaged here.
Totally. If this was a Cup car, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But these trucks, the cyphers on these trucks, the tail that these trucks have, I mean, you really balance your truck based on that. And right now, with that contact, Kyle lost a lot of ciphers. So I bet you that Kyle right now, he's screaming that he's freer than what he was before the contact.
Andrew Curlin, you saw the side of that truck of Kyle Busch. It looked like he put himself in a bit of a pickle.
Yes, he certainly has, Brad. He's come by me 2 times, and the right side Goodyears, the yellow lettering has completely rubbed off the number 7 truck of Kyle Busch. As he comes by me one more time, I'm going to get a look at him, but it looks like the right front fender also bumped in a little bit, kind of by that wheel well of the tire for Kyle Busch, but right now he seems to be maintaining speed, which is good news for the driver of the 7.
And Pat Patterson, you probably had the best view of that as you are looking right down onto turn number 4 as Kyle Busch's truck got very sideways in front of Caden Honeycutt.
Yeah, he's got some issues, and they may be able to get that fender out a little bit the first time he comes to the pit road, and maybe can work on it a bit, but it is hurt aerodynamically. There is no doubt about that. He's got a big problem.
We have 16 laps complete here at Texas Motor Speedway. Top 10 look like this. Ben Rhodes is leading the race. Number 2 is Jake Garcia. 3rd is Gio Ruggiero. Chandler Smith is 4th. 5th is Tanner Gray. Carson Hoso are up to 6th. Caden Honeycutt is 7th. Cole Butcher is 8th. 9th is Stuart Friesen. And Kyle Busch has dropped to 10th.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live MRN radio broadcast. All hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth technology. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day. The RE4000 delivers zero latency so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless. That's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com.
Hey, Joliet, did you miss us? NASCAR is back for the biggest 4th of July weekend in 250 years. Salute our heroes, continue our traditions, and celebrate America, featuring the Busch Light Summer Music Series. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of speed. NASCAR weekend at Chicagoland Speedway, July 3rd through 5th. Get your tickets now at chicagolandspeedway.com.
The wall damage too much for Kyle Busch to stay on the track. He came to pit road, Alan Cavana.
Yeah, it took a few laps, but the damage was just too much. They came in, they put right side tires, and they really just focused on the right front fender, pulling it out. They didn't have any tools, no hammers, nothing like that. The crewman just a big tug on that right front fender, pulled it out, got the clearance, 2 new right side tires. Kyle Busch back on the track.
We are halfway through stage number 1 here at Texas Motor Speedway, and we will come back as Ben Rhodes leads Jake Garcia and Chandler Smith. From Texas, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live MRN broadcast, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth technology. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day. The RE4000 delivers zero latency, so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless. That's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com.
Victory Junction is a year-round camp for children with chronic and life-threatening illnesses and serious medical needs. We'll see 120 kids with spina bifida, 120 kids with craniofacial disorders, 120 kids who have diabetes or who have asthma. From 6 to 16 years old, it empowers them to just be the kids that they are that week. Not their disease, not their illness, they're just a kid. If you know a child that can benefit from Victory Junction, we'll do everything in our power to make sure that child comes to camp.
This is Ty Majeski. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. We saw an unscheduled stop for Kyle Busch. About to see another one for Corey LaJoie. Getting a report that he has a flat tire. Ben Rhodes has led all 22 laps. Truck on the move, though. Heather DeBow is no doubt Lane Riggs right now.
That's right. Lane Riggs told me before this race that he felt so good about his truck that all he's got to do is pass everybody in front of him to get to the front. And he also reminded me that he did that before at Bristol and actually won that race. So he started this race in the 34th position. He's up 21 spots right now as we have a caution.
Trouble on the back straightaway, and we actually have Corey Roper in the Dryden Toyota. It looks like he's on the inside retaining wall. Andrew Curlin, do you have a view of that?
Yeah, he's pinned up against that inside wall. He has turned his truck completely around. Safety trucks are now coming to his aid. I didn't get a good look at that one, so we're going to have to wait for a replay, but obviously trouble for that driver who's pinned on the inside wall, and the first caution of the evening is out.
Thank you very much, Andrew Curlin. So Corey Roper was being shown as the first truck one lap down. That's changing on the scoreboard right now, but he was the caution. Because he came to pit road, Kyle Busch one lap down, he's last. He's in 35th. Corey LaJoie one lap down, he is second to last. He's in 34th. They're both about to move up a spot because Corey Roper's truck is still pinned to the inside safer barrier, and unfortunate for him here tonight, he's really just had a rough afternoon here at Texas. Qualified, he actually started shotgun on the field, Nick, and now this is not what they needed.
Yeah, had that incident in practice as well. Driver from Texas is, right now with the safety crew. Again, not a ton of damage to that machine, but certainly a tough way for his night to go here, in stage number 1 with 16 laps to go. Ben Rhodes is your race leader. Chandler Smith has been on the move. He moved up to the second position. Gio Ruggiero runs in third. Carson Hocevar is fourth. Tanner Gray runs in fifth. Jake Garcia, who was running in the second position right before that yellow came out, was getting passed by quite a few trucks. He has fallen to the sixth position, and we do see Corey LaJoie now leaving pit lane in his Ram, Brad, after a service that probably could not have come at a worse time with the way that caution came out.
Yeah, it looked like they came back down. He had that flat tire. It looked like they were looking underneath the truck maybe to see if something was rubbing there and taking this opportunity under caution. Daniel, turns 1 and 2 here at Texas Motor Speedway, 20 degrees of banking, 3 and 4, 24 degrees of banking. What is the big challenge of having a much less banked track on the 1 and 2 side of things?
Yeah, that's a great question. The biggest thing is the speed that you carry into the corner and the way that your car or truck loads into the corner. Especially for us in the Cup cars, the heights of our race cars is critical for us to make the most amount of downforce. But guess what? In corner 1 and 2, we require, to say something, 170 miles to be in full downforce position. But over there, we're going 180. So over there, we're too low. So we have to kind of pick and understand what is the best position. And for these trucks, maybe it's not that aerosensitive when it comes to the height of the truck, but still, these guys, I promise you that the trucks are traveling way more in 3 and 4 than what it is in 1 and 2. So you see, very, very important to balance and have a good compromise between the two corners because they're so different.
Pit road is open right now, and it looks like everyone's going to stay on the racetrack. We still have 15 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway in stage number 1.
Buckle up, NASCAR fans. The Hardee's app is the fastest way to free food. Download the app and join My Rewards, and we'll start you off with a free sandwich. Then stack up the rewards lap after lap. Every dollar spent earns you stars that turn into more free food. Plus, score app-exclusive deals, order ahead, and start your engine. Get the Hardee's app today.
Minimum purchase required. Menu items vary. See app for full offer terms.
NASCAR fans, iRacing Studios brings you NASCAR 25. Race hundreds of the biggest stars of the sport on top tracks from Daytona to Sonoma. Start your career in the ARCA Menard Series and work your way up to Cup while managing team members, sponsors, and more. Or compete online with NASCAR fans around the world. NASCAR 25, available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Head to NASCAR25.com to buy now.
Under the Hardee's caution for the first time here at Texas Motor Speedway, buckle up, NASCAR fans. Get the Hardee's app and join My Rewards, and we'll start you off with a free sandwich. Plus, earn rewards lap after lap and order your Hardee's ahead. We did have a few trucks come down pit road. We'll give you a recap of who stayed out and who came in when we come back to Texas Motor Speedway. This is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Relive the thrills of over 50 years of NASCAR racing with the Motor Racing Network's Classic Race.
36th Annual Southern 500. They come down to the start-finish line. Bill Elliott and David Pearson get down.
We dig into the MRN audio vault for unforgettable races and moments.
Dale Jarrett's got the lead. Earnhardt's not going to get him. Dale Jarrett is going to win the Daytona 500.
Available on MRN.com and podcast platform.
Fallon Kowicki out of turn number 4, the new Winston Cup champion. He does it across the line.
MRN Classic Races.
This Mother's Day, it's gonna get loud.
What did we just say?
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to the Glen, where road course precision meets high-speed skill, and only the very best thrive. The Busch Lights Summer Music Series continues, featuring Vincent Mason live. An unforgettable weekend at the home of American road racing. NASCAR weekend at Watkins Glen International, May 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
This is Lane Riggs. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, looks like the top 18 trucks stayed out. Tanner Gray was the first truck off of pit lane, along with Christian Eckes. Lane Riggs also came down to pit lane. Brandon Jones, Ty Majeski, William Sawalich, Parker Kligerman, among others, Brad. So looks like it was kind of split, half and half, decided to pit there here during this first caution period.
Yeah, let's give you a full field rundown, let you know where your favorite drivers are running. Ben Rhodes has led since the green flag came out. Chandler Smith runs in second. Third is Gio Ruggiero. Fourth, Carson Hocevar. Caden Honeycutt is fifth. Stuart Friesen stayed out. He moves up to sixth. Seventh is Cole Butcher. Grant Enfinger eighth. Tyler Ankrum ninth. Daniel Hemrick 10th. All of those trucks stayed out.
Ross Chastain is being shown in the 11th position. Andres Perez is 12th. It is Connor Jones in the 13th position. Dawson Sutton runs in 14th. Justin Haley is 15th. Brendan Queen is in the 16th position. Spencer Boyd is 17th. Minnie Tyrell is 18th. Then you get to the trucks that pitted. Tanner Gray is being shown in the 18th position. No, make that 19th as a couple trucks are fading to the rear of the field. William Sawalich now being shown in 19th. Christian Eckes in 20th.
Austin Green is 21st. 22nd is Lane Riggs. Brandon Jones 23rd. 24th is Ty Majeski. Tony Breidinger is 25th. 26th is Parker Kligerman. Chris Wright 27th. 28th Jake Garcia. Spencer Boyd 29th and Josh Rayum 30th.
Caleb Costner is 31st. Frankie Muniz is a lap down in 32nd. Kyle Busch hit the wall in turn number 4 moments ago. He runs a lap down in 33rd. Corey LaJoie has had some problems. He is 2 laps down in 34th. And then, of course, the reason for the caution, Corey Roper, he's being shown 2 laps down in 35th.
So before we go into a restart, I want to talk about something very quick. This is going to be very, very important for everyone to pay attention, how fast the tires can go through the field. And based on this, the teams are going to start making decisions. So we're going to see, let's pay attention to the first trucks on tires and see what they can do. And we go into a restart here.
This is going to be interesting. Thank you for that, Daniel. It's going to be 11 laps to go in stage number 1 as the field hits the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, every car happy owner. Ben Rhodes gets the jump on Chandler Smith, but Chandler Smith getting a nice push on the outside from Carson Hocevar.
Smith draws even with Ben Rhodes, but now Ben has a preferred position. They're 3 wide for second behind him. It's Ruggiero, Hocevar, and Smith on the outside, 3 wide. Now, Hocevar goes down the back straightaway with the move on Ruggiero.
A very bold move by Hocevar, bottom of the racetrack. He's going to grab that second spot, or he's going to battle hard for it as we race off of turn number 4.
And this is great for Ben Rhodes because he's opened up about a 5-truck length lead, but everybody's watching the battle for second. Carson Hocevar on the bottom, Gio Ruggiero to the outside.
Hocevar's been driving like there's no tomorrow. He's still side by side with Ruggiero for second. Now he's going to clear Gio Ruggiero. Can he set his sights on Ben Rhodes? That's a big question.
Well, you better have their foot through the floorboard because Caden Honeycutt's coming in that number 11 as he works his way into turn number 3 in that 4th spot. He's going to draw a bead on 17 going off the corner.
Ben Rhodes about a 6-truck length advantage over Carson Hocevar. Then it's a hard-charging Gio Ruggiero and Caden Honeycutt, the Texas driver, running in 4th.
Chandler Smith, the biggest loser, trying to gain some ground on Caden Honeycutt, who's in that 4th position. So far, he won't be able to do it. They're all single file down the back straightaway.
Stuart Friesen trying to get in the mix here as he goes right behind them into turn number 4. Here's the leader midway through 3 and 4. Ben Rhodes with about 8 truck lead over Hocevar.
This battle looks to be for 4th as Caden Honeycutt has it. Chandler Smith trying to keep pace down the front straightaway. They're separated by a couple truck lengths. Everybody still chases after leader Ben Rhodes.
Call it about 5 truck lengths between Honeycutt and Chandler Smith, but in front of them, single file, it's Ben Rhodes, Carson Hocevar, and Gio Ruggiero, your top 3.
Working their way a little bit further back there. That's where you find Honeycutt beginning to draw a B down at the very bottom of the racetrack. Behind him, also Friesen making moves up north. And also Grant Infingers now worked his way into the top 4 or 5.
7 laps to go in stage number 1. Daniel Suarez mentioned on the restart, watch those tires. Lane Riggs on fresh tires has already jumped up to 11th, Andrew.
And here comes Carson Hocevar. He's drawn in on the race leader, Ben Rhodes. Call it only a few truck lengths for the race lead.
Tried to make a move in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Couldn't get that done. Hocevar backs down now as he'll take about a 5 truck length deficit into turn and off of turn 4.
Yeah, Daniel, that's a tough place to pull off a pass. Carson had a good move for Carson Hocevar into turn number 1. Just couldn't get alongside Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, totally. You know, Carson right now, he's just trying to understand what is his truck able to do and what the truck is not able to do. You know, he's just studying. He did an amazing job on the restart. I felt like Chandler Smith left the middle open, and you cannot do that with a Cup guy because we're going to take it. And Carson did an amazing job taking advantage of that. But here, you know, you can see already cars on the 77 just moving around. He's just searching for a little bit of air, and then that's creating a run on the 99. So it's going to be very important for Rose to understand what Carson is doing and start, you know, playing a little bit of defense so he doesn't give too much clear air to the 77 truck.
Pat, we're going to come to 4 laps to go in stage 1, and Carson looks like he's trying to do everything he can to win it.
Yeah, and he's going a little bit higher up on the racetrack here in 3 and 4, looking for some grip. Doesn't want to get too high on the racetrack, though.
Those two are catching lap truck of Corey Roper. We'll see how that plays into it down into turn number 1. Here comes Hocevar right to the back deck lid. He'll take a peek, Andrew, into 1.
Corey Roper's going to play spoiler here. They're both going to have to go to the middle groove of the racetrack, but Carson Hocevar right on the back bumper of race leader Ben Rhodes as they head down the back straightaway.
Hocevar tried to get Rhodes up the racetrack just a little bit, and unfortunately, he lost some ground now as he works his way into the corner. You take a look at Ruggiero now. He's gotten pulled up there to maybe battle for that second spot.
Coming to 3 to go now in stage number 1. Hocevar lost some ground the last time by. Let's see if he can make it up this time.
That certainly hurt him that last lap. Hocevar was on the back bumper 1 lap ago. Now call it 3 truck lengths from the race leader. He's running the middle groove of the racetrack. Carson Hocevar just trying to find speed here at the end of the stage.
Call it 4 truck lengths now. That's the distance between first and second. Bottom of the racetrack is where Rhodes wants to go. Hocevar's happy to go about a half a lane higher, but no higher than that off the corner.
It's been an absolutely perfect stage number 1 for the 2-time truck champ Ben Rhodes. He's got to fend off a challenge, though, 2 to go here in stage 1.
And he's got another run here on Ben Rhodes. Carson Hocevar now drawing back up towards the back bumper of Ben Rhodes. Call it about 1 truck length and closing for Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar's got a chance now as we come to 3. It looks like he's going to try to fake his way to the bottom of the racetrack. Couldn't make it work. Rhodes went down there, blocked the pass. Hocevar hangs right onto his bumper.
1 to go in stage number 1. Ben Rhodes going for points in the truck series. Carson Hocevar going for a stage win. Can he get it done as they head back to 1?
Oh, Ben Rhodes trying to play as much defense as he can. Stage points are so valuable. Both trucks down the bottom of the racetrack. Hocevar drifts up high, but Ben Rhodes gets a great run off the corner.
Yeah, Rhodes got a good run, Andrew. You're exactly right. Got some space between he and Hocevar. That may be enough to ensure this win midway through 3 and 4. Once again now pulling away from second place, headed to that green and white checkered flag.
Caden Honeycutt trying to get around Gio Ruggiero for the 3rd spot, but stage number 1 is over, and it's going to go to Ben Rhodes. He'll see the green and white checkered flag. He leads all 40 laps of stage number 1. Carson Hocevar comes home in 2nd for stage number 1. Gio Ruggiero does hold off Caden Honeycutt. Rest of the drivers scoring points. Honeycutt 4th, Chandler Smith 5th, 6th was Stuart Friesen, 7th Grant Infinger, Lane Riggs all the way up to 8th, Ty Majeski 9th, and Ross Chastain your top 10.
Whoa, Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Whoa, like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, yeah.
Hey guys, Corley Joy here. Make sure you catch Stag & Pennies on all the NASCAR platforms each week. We talk to some of our greatest drivers, winners, relevant stories. You never know who's going to show up.
Hall of Famers, everything. And you're going to get the best race highlights, the best content, the best scanner audio, the best reactions, and by far the best pit road breakdowns of any other podcast. Corey, where can they hear us?
You can find us on NASCAR on Tubi, SiriusXM Channel 90, wherever you find your podcasts, or on YouTube. Go check us out.
Under the Hardy's caution for the second time, this one for the end of stage number 1, won by Ben Rhodes. We'll have pit stops coming up from Texas Motor Speedway. This is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
The tough trucks of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Heim runs Majeski. Way up the banking is Corey Heim.
Majeski slid up the racetrack and Corey Heim clear as the leader.
Your exclusive home for all the exciting racing action of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Checkered flag is waving at the start-finish line for the 12th time in 2025. Corey Heim will take that checkered flag.
The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, only on the NASCAR Racing Network.
From legendary races to heart-pounding finishes, NASCAR Channel is your 24/7 pit stop for all things NASCAR. Streaming classic moments, iconic rivalries, and behind-the-scenes stories from the world's greatest drivers. Dive into the NASCAR culture with shows about the cars, the teams, and the personalities that make it America's most exciting motorsport. Best of all, it's completely free. Stream anytime, anywhere. No fees, no strings, just NASCAR. Start streaming now on Tubi.
This is Caden Honeycutt. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Pit stops underway at Texas Motor Speedway. Heather DeBoe.
And in on my side of pit road was Carson Hocevar telling his team he's just a little free, so he wanted the tiniest amount of adjustment there. Also win for fuel and a wedge adjustment was the 34 of Lane Riggs. The 11 said it's snapping early on entry. That's Caden Honeycutt. And then a voltage issue on the 91 of Christian Eckes. So we'll keep an eye on that here on this end of pit road. Alan Cavana.
The leader, Ben Rhodes, got some much-needed stage points with that win. He started the race, he said, super loose. After the restart, it swung to super tight, so they made an adjustment trying to find a proper balance and gave him 4 tires on the 99 truck. Not far in front of him was Chandler Smith. Late in that stage, he said he really started to struggle in 3 and 4. That's why we saw him lose a few positions there, and looked like they had a long pit stop, guys. We got to see where that 38 truck lines up for Chandler Smith.
All right, thank you very much, Alan Cavana. Thank you very much, Heather DeBoe. Ben Rhodes had a great pit stop, won the race off pit road, but we had a lot of other trucks pit when we had our first Hardy's caution. This is going to mix up the field. When we come back, we'll give you a full field rundown and get into stage number 2 here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Pack your crew and ignite your weekend. Michigan summers don't whisper, they roar. Camp under the sun at NASCAR's fastest track. The Firekeepers Casino 400. Fast cars, loud engines, and chaos.
Coming to the line, contact!
The ultimate summer kickoff. Michigan never looked this good.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Michigan International Speedway. June 5th through 7th. Get your tickets now at mispeedway.com.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light. Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
From Fort Worth, Texas, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Introducing the RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Experience uncensored real-time audio from drivers and crews. All hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth functionality. Fast, lightweight, and zero latency, the RE4000 keeps you locked into every pass, every pit stop, and every checkered flag. Plus, with automatic over-the-air programming at major events, setup is quick and effortless. Check it out at racingelectronics.com today.
Hi, folks. Kyle Petty here. I want to tell you about a place that's dear to my heart, Victory Junction. It's a year-round camp that gives kids with complex medical and physical conditions life-changing experiences that are fun, empowering, and always free for families. Please help Victory Junction support kids who need it the most by making a donation today. Any amount will help kids attend camp for free. Help make a difference by visiting victoryjunction.org/donate.
This is Daniel Henry. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez. My name is Brad Gilly, calling the action in the turns. Andrew Curlin and Pat Patterson on pit road, Alan Cavana and Heather DeBow. Now that we recycle everything, the next time they head through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone for stage number 2, Brandon Jones will be your race leader. Fellow Toyota driver Tanner Gray will join him up front as well. Parker Kligerman and the Ram program is running 3rd. William Sawalich and the Toyota is 4th. Chris Wright is up to 5th. 6th is Ty Majeski. 7th, Lane Riggs. Ben Rhodes is 8th. Caden Honeycutt 9th. And 10th is Grant Enfinger.
11th is Gio Ruggiero. Carson Hocevar is being shown in the 12th position. Jake Garcia is 13th. 14th is Stuart Friesen. Ross Chastain runs in the 15th spot. 16th is Chandler Smith. 17th is Cole Butcher. 18th is Andres Perez. 19th, Tyler Ankrum. And Connor Jones runs in 20th.
21st is Dawson Sutton. Justin Haley runs 22nd. 23rd, Daniel Hemrick. Minnie Tyrell, 24th. 25th, Tony Breidinger. Josh Rayum is 26th. 27th, Christian Eckes, 28th. Butterbean Queen, 29th. Spencer Boyd. And Austin Green runs 30th.
First car one lap down is Kyle Busch after hitting the wall in turn number 4. He is 31st. 32nd is Frankie Muniz. Caleb Costner is 33rd. Corey LaJoy 3 laps down in 34th. And Brad Corey Roper is 35th.
Get some more updates from pit road. Alan Cavana.
Well, we saw Chandler Smith lose a few spots late in that run. Thought it was just getting too tight. It turns out he had a puncture in his right rear tire. Small hole, but certainly affected the handling, and that contributed to losing some of those spots. Also, a long pit stop still hurt him with this lineup, but that was an issue for the 38.
So, one curiosity of mine, Lane Riggs actually came in and pitted. He got 4 fresh tires in our first Hardy's caution that we had. Daniel, he came back down pit road, but obviously did very well. Looked like maybe they topped off with Sunoco fuel. He's running 7th right now, but you talked about on the last restart what fresh tires would do, how fast they could move through the field. Now we're looking at fresher tires for the people who finished up front in the stage as well. What do you think we might see?
You know, based on everything I have seen so far, I think that track position is overcoming the tires. Track position is going to be very good. Obviously, you have to have a good truck, right, to be able to make it work. They say that a fast car or a fast truck, it doesn't matter what strategy you are on, it's going to work. So I believe that some of these trucks that they are in a little bit of a different strategy, especially like the 34, the off-rigs, that truck has been very, very sporty. So I think that truck, even though that maybe has a small disadvantage on tires, I feel like the extra track position is going to play to his advantage.
Yeah, it's a great point. Those drivers that pitted on lap 26, didn't really see them charge through the field on the restart right before stage number 1, but certainly now the strategy swings their direction with Brandon Jones going to be on the front row along with Tanner Gray, of course, Parker Kligerman, William Sawalich, Chris Wright. They all pitted on lap 26. It's everybody on back that just pitted during this stage break. That includes Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, and Ben Rhodes, your stage 1 winners. So we're going to find out, as Daniel talked about, if those tires can overcome the track position, or if indeed, Brad, track position may be the key tonight. Certainly Brandon Jones is going to have it when we restart this race here at Texas.
Yeah, a couple of Toyotas, 1 and 2 in the running order. Pat Patterson, are they both on the front row, or do we mix it up a bit in the choose?
Well, you got Jones up here alongside Tanner Gray, and then, of course, back there in the 25, Parker Kligerman racing tonight on that inside row. The lights are still off on the pace truck, so it looks like we're going to get a restart here just in a second. But Jones, I talked to him earlier today. He was pretty excited about this one truck today. He's going to get a chance to see how good it is up front. Also, William Sawalich up here in row number 2. Keep your eye on him. Fans, get on their feet because we are ready to turn them loose again.
Brandon Jones going to be on the front row when we go racing tomorrow as well in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. That's the full-time job. He will lead them into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Green flag back in the air here at Texas Motor Speedway, and it's a good jump for Brandon Jones into 1.
It certainly is. Parker Kligerman's going to follow behind him as he's going to try to race his way past Tanner Gray for the second position. The Gray gets a great run up the corner. They're 3 wide behind him.
That battle for second will go door to door down the backstretch here in Fort Worth. They head to turn number 3 out front. Jones has got a good 5-truck lead here as he moves off 4.
Parker Kligerman said during our pre-race coverage, been a while since I've been in a race car. You wouldn't know it right now, although on the bottom he did lose some spots to a couple of Toyotas. Tanner Gray now in second, and third we've got William Sawalich.
Parker Kligerman on the defense. Here comes Carson Hocevar on fresh tires. He's going to look to the outside of Sawalich. They're going to race side by side for that third position down the backstretch.
Hocevar is going to get that spot now real quick as we work our way into turn number 3. So move him up to the 3rd spot. Hocevar wants some more. He's coming for second now.
Boy, what a lap for Carson Hocevar. Goes the long way around William Sawalich. Now he is trying to set up Tanner Gray. Lane Riggs is going with him. Riggs up into the 4th spot.
Hocevar has a rocket ship tonight. He's going to elect to go to the middle groove of the racetrack to look to the outside of Tanner Gray. He's going to be successful to do that. Now they're going to drag race down the back straightaway. Battles on for second.
Hocevar with about a half a truck length. Now he's got the spot for second. Tanner Gray at the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the position, but Riggs is flying on the outside.
I was just about to say Hocevar is about the only one making the upper grooves work, but Riggs is following him right through. Hocevar now coming up to the rear tailgate of Brandon Jones for the lead.
Here we go. It did not take long for Carson Hocevar to once again be contending for the lead here at Texas. They both go to the bottom groove of the racetrack. Hocevar wiggles a little bit. That's going to allow Brandon Jones to have him trouble behind him. One truck spins and backs into the wall. It's Cole Butcher. He got the truck backed into the wall. There must have been contact. I could not see, but problems for Cole Butcher. Significant damage to the rear tailgate of his number 13 truck. He's trying to get the truck moving, and he is somewhat having a successful time, but problems here in turn number 2.
Tough break for Cole Butcher as the Hardy's caution is out for the 3rd time tonight, and really heavy rear-end damage to that truck, Daniel.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Obviously, we have to see the replay to see exactly what happened there. Very, very unfortunate contact. I think that their night is going to be pretty much over. But let me just take a second and talk about the job that the 77 truck and the 34 truck are doing right now. I mean, everything starts in the restart. Carson did an amazing job going 3 wide top, and then he advanced 2 rows, and the 34 saw that. He went to school there, and he was able to take advantage of that. And these 2 trucks are super fast, and they're moving around. They're exploring way more than the competition. So I hope that everyone else is watching and learning, because that's what it's going to take to be able to pass people and to be able to contend for the win.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. We saw the replay. Cole Butcher just got loose. He chased his truck up the track just a little bit, had actually a teammate in Jake Garcia right there next to him, and was just not able to hang on. And basically Cole Butcher is redefining what short bed means when we talk about pickup trucks, because that one is way, way shorter than it was when we started this race. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the NASCAR Racing Network. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway alongside Daniel Suarez and Nick Yeoman. My name is Brad Gilley. Covering the turns with us here tonight, Andrew Curlin in 1 and 2. Pat Patterson up on the roof in turns 3 and 4. On pit road, we have Alan Cavana and Heather DeBow. Brandon Jones leads Carson Hocevar, Lane Riggs, Tanner Gray, William Sawalich, your top 5. And now it's time for our Craftsman Who's Getting It Done. DIY projects always sound simple until they're not. Luckily, Craftsman has your back. With tools built to power through the mess, you can go from, what have I done, to, yeah, I did that. Head to craftsman.com today. Craftsman, build on. All right, Daniel, you're the guest up here. Let's give it to you. Who's getting it done?
So far, I have to give it to my amigo, my teammate. Carson is doing an amazing job. In the start of the race, he seemed like he was okay, but not great. And slowly but surely, he's been making, his way forward. And he's been showing his experience, right? Like his experience of racing on Sundays. He's showing that how moving around, finding clean air, taking advantage of the restarts and things like that. The thing here for me is going to be how quick the competition can learn from that and attack back, because right now I believe that Carson, he has a very good truck, but he is definitely taking advantage of his experience moving around and passing people. But I would say this, Riggs is not too far back. He's doing a great job, and I feel like he has a very fast truck, and he has learned very, very quickly from that.
That is our Craftsman who's getting it done. He'll restart 31st, but we can tell you that Kyle Busch has now found his way back on the lead lap, Nick.
Yeah, it's a big break for Kyle. If you joined us late early in the race, he had a trip against the outside retaining wall in turn number 4, damaged the right side of that truck, but Kyle Busch certainly back in the game. Let's go back to pit lane and Heather DeBow.
And I reported earlier that Christian Eckes was having a voltage issue with that 91 machine. They did bring it down on that previous pit stop. They checked it, and they did say that the battery was charging, but now they have opted to change the battery. So the team is going to work under that left rear, where that left rear tire is right now, to get that battery out. They originally were going to try to get this battery to make it to the end of the stage, but that alternator just isn't doing enough to keep it charged. So they're going to change a battery at this point in the race, but a tough break here to have a voltage issue for Christian Eckes.
Yeah, and Heather told us earlier that Christian Eckes' truck was just way, way loose, so it's one of those that things just keep compounding. And speaking of compounding, Corey LaJoie in that number 10 Ram truck, he had a flat tire earlier, had to come onto pit road under green. They looked at the truck underneath the right side of it when a caution came out just a couple laps later. Now his truck is back on pit road. They're spending a lot of time underneath the front end of that truck. And, Daniel, they got practice here today, but still you come into this with a lot of unknowns, and effectively that's still a brand new team.
No, totally. And I always say this to people. You win the races during the week, and you just come to a racetrack to execute it. So, the work has been done. If you have a fast truck to start practice, most likely you're going to have a very good day, right? But if you have a slow truck to start practice, there's only so much that you're going to be able to do to make it better. So, big credit to these guys for the job that they have done, and so far they're looking pretty good.
All right, Alan Cavana, Kyle Busch is coming to see you.
Yes, this caution means he is back on the lead lap. So they took the lap and wave around back on the lead lap and pitting now. He'll restart in the back of the field, but they're taking this time to come down pit road and make a big adjustment. Kyle said he's super aero loose. So they're going to put some packer in the front to raise the front of the truck up to help him with the handling, especially trying to cut through the field. They're not putting tires on it yet. They want to wait to the end of stage 2. They only had so many tires here in the truck series. They don't want to put a set on now, but they made a big adjustment. Kyle Busch back on the lead lap.
Thank you very much. Beneficiary of the free pass. What does aero loose mean versus loose? Are we talking a lot about the same things, Daniel?
Yeah, for me, I think that it's something that these trucks, you can just put yourself in such a good spot or a bad spot. You can be loose, you can be tight, depends where you're at. But these trucks, like I said, they lean into cipher so much. That's why the tail has a shape out. So when you take that shape out, like Kyle did, hitting the wall, you're gonna be loose. But also when there is a truck right next to you and he's taking that air away from you, that's when the truck goes, and it goes very, very quick. Also the same way, when you are behind somebody, a square or a little bit towards the right, the front has less downforce on the truck or car, you just turn less. So, there is a lot of aero games that you can play to help or not help the balance of your car or truck.
Yeah, certainly that air can be an aggressive advantage. You can go on offense, and certainly you can deal with it from a defensive standpoint. Field has just gone through the choose. Looks like Brandon Jones going to elect to start on the inside, and Brad Carson-Hocevar very comfortable up in that second groove before the most recent caution came out. He's going to elect to jump to the outside and challenge Ben Rhodes here as we're going to restart with 24 laps to go in stage number 2.
All right, this is going to be an exciting one. Top 10 look like this. Brandon Jones leads. Carson Hocevar second. Third is Lane Riggs. Tanner Gray fourth. William Sawalich fifth. Parker Kligerman is sixth. Seventh is Ben Rhodes. Caden Honeycutt eighth. Ninth, Ross Chastain. 10th is Ty Majeski, Pat Patterson.
Yeah, and Jones obviously got a good restart here a moment ago, but he's facing a different situation now with Hocevar to his outside here on this front row. We'll see if he can defend here, but Hocevar looked like he was coming for him this last time around. Here goes the pace truck on to pit road as we go back to action.
Brandon Jones and Carson Hocevar as the fans rise to their feet. They'll pump their fists, wave the caps, and the flagman will wave the green flag as we're racing once again at Texas Motor Speedway. Brandon Jones getting shoved by Lane Riggs into turn one.
Lane Riggs is still on the back tailgate of Brandon Jones, and it's going to benefit him. He's the sole leader. Riggs wants to go to second, and he's going to be a nose out in front of Carson Hocevar, but Hocevar battles back on the outside.
Side by side for that second spot. That's the way they race here in Fort Worth into turn number 3. Riggs on the bottom, Hocevar to the outside. Ben Rhodes pulling right up to get part of the action.
Toyota leading a Ford and a Chevy. Brandon Jones in the Toyota. We've got Lane Riggs in that Ford, and now we've got a Ford on the inside of a Chevy. Here comes Ben Rhodes again.
Carson Hocevar has pressure from Ben Rhodes. Meanwhile, up front, side by side for the lead. Here comes Lane Riggs to the front on the inside of Brandon Jones. He's going to take the lead from him.
Not so fast. They're going to stay door to door now into turn at number 3. Riggs had to back out of it as it got real racy with Hocevar to his outside. They stay side by side off the corner.
It was a great move by Lane Riggs into turn 1, but he got all of his momentum killed down the back straightaway. They are dicing it up for second. Hocevar has it. Well, there's another truck making it 3 wide.
3 wide for that third position. They're side by side for the lead as well. Hocevar on the outside of Brandon Jones, and it's the 45 truck of Ross Chastain making the move.
A watermelon man got it rolling here in Texas now. Bottom of the racetrack, he's got that third spot. Jones still owns the lead. Hocevar to the outside.
Fight for the lead now with 21 laps to go in stage number 2. Carson Hocevar on the outside has the advantage. Ross Chastain will chase him into 1.
And they're going to go 3 wide for the lead. It's Carson Hocevar on the outside, and Ben Rhodes made a massive move. He's going to move himself to second, but that ultimately ended up benefiting Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar's got a 2 truck length, make it 3 truck length lead now, but Ben Rhodes looks to me to have the fastest truck. He's coming after the lead as they work off the corner.
Phenomenal stuff here at Texas Motor Speedway. Carson Hocevar leads the field out of turn number 4, but here comes Ben Rhodes. He'll take a peek to the inside. Now he'll go to the outside, following Hocevar into 1.
He is trying to find any clean air he can. It's Ben Rhodes on the bottom, Carson Hocevar in the middle. Carson Hocevar is going to try to get a run, but Ben Rhodes sticks right with the leader.
And the harder those two race each other down the backstretch, Ross Chastain is just making up ground. He's about 8 truck lengths back in that third spot. Here's Hocevar off the corner.
Ben Rhodes led the entirety of stage number 1. It's been more than a year since ThorSport's been to victory lane, but Hocevar now with the lead, starting to pull away.
Carson Hocevar has been dodging and weaving, doing anything he can to keep the air in front of Ben Rhodes, trying to disrupt his truck. So far, that's working. Carson Hocevar to a 4 truck length lead.
Back there in that 5th spot is a battle as well. That's where Jones has backed up to. Tanner Gray is right there. So is Caden Honeycutt. Meanwhile, here's the front 4.
Off of turn number 4, it's a 4 truck breakaway. Hocevar, Rhodes, Chastain, and Riggs. But let's take a peek at that battle for 5th. Brandon Jones has it. Tanner Gray trying to track him down. Andrew battles all over the racetrack.
I want to document the battle for the lead. Ben Rhodes up against the back tailgate of Carson Hocevar, but now Hocevar on corner entry has once again expanded his lead over Ben Rhodes.
Hocevar knows exactly where he needs to put that truck to take that arrow challenge from the back with with Rhodes, and then he keeps doing it, and he keeps locking him out of the front spot.
If Ben Rhodes wants to take the lead, he's going to have to time it perfectly. Carson Hocevar heavily in his rearview mirror as Ben Rhodes challenging again.
Ben Rhodes seems to get an amazing run all the way down the front straightaway, but Carson Hocevar seems to be better in turns 1 and 2. Now here comes Ross Chastain. He wants the second position over Rhodes.
Chastain's got to go, but right behind him is Lane Riggs. Chastain needs to make a move, or Riggs is going to move on him. That's what's trying to happen right now. They're going to be side by side for that 3rd spot.
Chastain leaves the bottom of the racetrack open off of turn number 4. Lane Riggs is going to try to stick his truck to the inside. Didn't have the run. Chastain right on the rear deck lid, now into turn number 1, looking for second.
It's a 3-truck battle for the second position, but now that's Ross Chastain who got loose. That's going to allow Lane Riggs to go on his outside, battle for third.
What a great move for Riggs down the backstretch there. He took that space away for Chastain. Chastain battles back on the bottom. We're talking about the battle for third, midway through 3 and 4.
Lane Riggs is going to take away that third spot. And Daniel, I'm watching Ben Rhodes every time he makes a run at Carson Hocevar, and I thought Hocevar was doing the same thing to Riggs. It seems like he's trying to take it away into one, but just the slightest of blocks literally ruins it for an entire lap if you can't make the pass.
Totally. Let me tell you, Carson is doing an amazing job just air blocking and putting his truck in the right position just to affect enough Ben Rhodes. But I cannot talk enough about how good of a job Riggs is doing. He got himself in a bad position also after that restart, but he's very fast. He's very fast. I feel like he's learning. He's moving around. I feel like if somebody's going to give a good run for his money to Carson, it's gonna be between Rhodes and Riggs. Those two trucks are very fast, and these two guys are moving around pretty good.
14 laps to go here in stage number 2. Your top 5 at Texas Motor Speedway: Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, Lane Riggs, Ross Chastain, and Brandon Jones.
The thrills of NASCAR racing from over 55 years of Motor Racing Network broadcasts.
Bobby Allison brings the race car right down in the middle of the track, crosses the start-finish line, and he will win the 24th annual Daytona 500.
Bill Elliott wins the Hooters 500. Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion.
MRN Classic Races.
And in the whole pack, steaming for the finish line, Dale Earnhardt wins a Winston 500.
Find all the classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform. Introducing the RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Experience uncensored real-time audio from drivers and crews, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth functionality. Fast, lightweight, and zero latency. The RE4000 keeps you locked into every pass, every pit stop, and every checkered flag. Plus, with automatic over-the-air programming at major events, setup is quick and effortless. Check it out at racingelectronics.com today.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Hey, Joliet, did you miss us? NASCAR is back for the biggest 4th of July weekend in 250 years. Salute our heroes, continue our traditions, and celebrate America, featuring the Busch Light Summer Music Series. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of speed. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Chicagoland Speedway, July 3rd through 5th. Get your tickets now at chicagolandspeedway.com.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there. We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is Corey Hine. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, 9 laps to go in stage number 2. Before we went to break, Daniel was quick to point out that Lane Riggs was on the move, and he has moved into the second position around Ben Rhodes, and now out of turn number 4 is starting to put the pressure on our race leader, Carson Hocevar. Andrew, they are separated by just 3 truck lengths back into turn 1.
Lane Riggs has certainly tracked down the truck of Carson Hocevar. Call it about 5 truck lengths and closing Lane Riggs down the back straightaway. He's got eyes on the leader, Carson Hocevar.
Riggs taking his time when trying to find the right spot here to get something done with Hocevar. Goes right in his tire tracks into turns 3 and 4. Shows the nose a little bit to the outside off the corner.
Let's point out that Lane Riggs started at the back, had a fueling issue in qualifying here today. Now he's battling for the lead with 7 to go in stage 2.
He got a major run down the front straightaway. That's going to allow him to peek to the outside. Hocevar's going to throw a big aero block on him. And there's a caution here on the racetrack.
That's in front of you, Pat Patterson. Got a slow truck.
Yeah, that's the 81. It just Chris Wright had a problem here right in front of me. He gets his truck down on the pit road, but as you just said, brought the caution out.
All right, this is going to make it interesting. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go before the end of the stage. We will have 6 laps to go now once the leader crosses. Likely pit road is going to open. The bigger question, Daniel, we're going to have enough in this caution to be able to maybe run out the stage under green.
Yeah. So it's gonna be very interesting, right? Because if you're Riggs, you're fighting for the championship. What do you do? I mean, do you take the points, or clearly you have a rocket ship, or do you try to battle for the win? Because the truck that right now looks like it can give a good fight to Hocevar on the 77 is the 34, and the 77 is going to pit. You know, he doesn't care for the points. He wants to take care of the win. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the top 5 trucks decide to do here.
Yeah, certainly, Brad, for the drivers that aren't full-time, like Carson Hocevar, the decision is very easy, as Daniel alluded to. If you're 11th on back, the decision is probably pretty easy as well to come down to pit lane and try to jump some trucks. But certainly for those full-time drivers like Lane Riggs, like Caden Honeycutt, that are eyeing a championship, boy, it'll be hard to throw away some stage points here.
Pay me now or pay me later. You're going to have to come down pit road now as pit road is open, or you're going to have to come down at the end of the stage. It depends on what's more important to you right now. We do have this time by. It's going to be 5 laps to go here in stage number 2. I think NASCAR is hoping to get this back to green before the green and white checkered flag comes out. We have 93 total laps to go in this race, so no matter what, they're going to have to pit either now or at the end of the stage, and at least one more time during the final stage. And Carson Hocevar is going to lead the field down pit road. All of them are coming in, it looks like, Alan Cavana.
Yeah, it was a late call. They told the 99 of Ben Rhodes to do what the others do, so Ben Rhodes come down into his pit. They're on the right side of the truck now, putting on the right side tires. He complained about being tight in traffic, trying to race for that lead. It kind of kept him from being able to battle. Left side tires on the 99 truck as Ben Rhodes on and off pit road.
Heather DeBow.
And Carson Hocevar very happy with that race truck. No adjustments for him. Lane Riggs also in, saying he's a little bit free, more so in 3 and 4, so just a slight adjustment there. Also in, Ross Chastain telling his team his balance is better, but he's still loose on both ends, so they tighten up that number 45.
It's a great stop for Ross Chastain. Looks like he's going to win the battle off of pit lane. Meanwhile, though, issues for Lane Riggs. Daniel, you got eyes on that.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening. I mean, the guys were having an amazing pit stop, and then apparently they have an issue with the rear window. The rear window is either loose or it came off or something, and they're having to make some repairs. Another time that a fast truck is going to put on a show for us, so it's going to be fun to watch.
Hey, look, he started at the back and drove his way up to the front, and now he's going to have to restart at the back. We still have 29 cars on the lead lap as Christian Eckes got his lap back, Daniel.
You know, something else I want to mention. These guys are trying to put the window back together. The mechanics, they want to fix the truck, right? Do you think they're thinking about the visuals? Hey, how much are we going to block the visuals of our driver? Because if I'm Riggs right now, I'm telling guys, make that piece a little bit thinner so I can see it through my rearview mirror.
Yeah, you can see a loose window support on the back of that. It almost looks like a rear sliding window, or here in Texas, we'd call that the beer window.
Oh, and now they're putting another piece of tape, Daniel, and it's blocking probably about half of that rear window. The good news is for Lane Riggs, he's just got to look out the front windshield because his track position is gone, so you don't worry about what's behind you. But you're right, that is going to be very, very difficult for one of our championship contenders.
Let me tell you, my friend, I'm the kind of driver that I love my spotter. Frankie up there in the roof, he's one of the best spotters on the roof, and I love him and I trust him a lot. But I have to see my mirror. I want to see my camera, once in a while to see the whole environment. So right now, Riggs is going to have to trust his spotter 100% because I'm pretty sure that he won't be able to see much from that rearview mirror.
Oh, my God. And let me echo what you just said, though, by the way. For anyone here at the track this weekend, or maybe they're going to Watkins Glen next week, or Dover for All-Star Weekend, or Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600, listening to you and Frankie Kimmel on the radio, it actually is very entertaining. I mean, the information that he gives you, y'all's radio is one that truly brings you inside the race. It's a building relationship, right? Like we've been working together already for a handful of years, and he knows me very well. I know him very good, and we trust each other, and he knows what I like, what I don't like, and it's extremely good. Once you get to that point of a relationship, it's very good because pretty much
before I make a move, he already knows the move is coming. So to get that point, to get to that point of a relationship is very good, and I truly believe that I have one of the best spotters on top of the roof.
Have you taught him Spanish? Because I feel like, we hear code words all the time on pit road. You could just teach him your language and speak in your native tongue instead.
He does. He does actually speak a little bit of Spanish, and really, like I said, we work together very well, but also we're very good friends outside the racetrack, and it's a lot of fun. Working with Frank is a lot of fun, and he knows that when I'm very, very, very mad, I cuss in Spanish. So he's starting to learn those words.
Oh, that is awesome. Let's go back to pit lane. Heather DeBow.
And you guys did an excellent job about talking about what was going on there with the 34 truck. I turned my back to call the pit stop on the 45 of Ross Chastain, turned around, and there were team members inside of that truck. They even had a pop rivet gun out to repair a window brace that came loose, but now they're going to have to bring the 34 truck back down pit road. There's a little bit of a visibility issue for Lane Riggs. He's having a hard time seeing out of the window now due to the bare bond and the tape that they added to fix that window brace. So the 34 has to come down pit road one more time to hopefully make that a little better so he can see out of the rear mirror of that race truck.
Look, Lane Riggs is not the tallest guy in the world. I don't know how he sits in the truck, but unless he was low enough to look out about the bottom 2 inches of that rear window, he's not seeing a thing. They covered that whole thing up.
Let me tell you, I called it before it even happened, because as a mechanic, all you care is about to repair the thing. You don't even think about the driver, but the driver is like, oh man, I can't see anything. So it's gonna be very good here for these guys to fix it up and listen, get it right. You have this opportunity, get it right. We have a very fast truck. We still have 90 laps to go. They can make it back to the front if they get it right.
They better get him back out there, because we are about to make another trip through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. We're going to restart with 2 to go in stage number 2, Pat Patterson. It is about to get wild. How are they lined up?
Well, I don't know that I've ever said this before, but Dawson Sutton is on the front row here with Minnie Terrell. So that in itself should tell you that this restart should be a lot of fun. We'll see what those guys can do with the lead position. Right behind them, though, some really fast players that have been on it all night long. And, of course, Caden Honeycutt is one of them that is right there ready to go. Ross Chastain, pole center Ben Rhodes, and Carson Hocevar. So get up and let's see what happens next at Texas.
That is most certainly a sentence that has never been said on the NASCAR Racing Network. We'll see what Dawson Sutton and Minnie Tyrell have. They'll see the green flag, just 2 to go in stage number 2. Minnie Tyrell with a nice jump into turn number 1.
He certainly does, and they're 3 wide for the second position behind him. Minnie Tyrell has the lead as the whole field stacks up behind him. Carson Hocevar works his way to second, and it's a mess behind Minnie Tyrell, the leader.
Everybody avoided a giant train wreck in a car race right there as they come down into turn number 3. Minnie Terrell, though, doing a great job. But here comes Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar on the outside just went into turn number 3 like a rocket. He is actually going to try and take Caden Honeycutt with him as Hocevar now takes the lead.
Last time here in stage number 2, it's Carson Hocevar out front. Caden Honeycutt looking on the outside of Minnie Tyrell. And Gio Ruggiero also getting in on the action. Honeycutt clear to second.
Well, that's what Honeycutt wanted, some clean air now, trying to chase down the leader. He's got a fast truck, and he knows it. Hocevar's got a faster one right at the moment. Midway through 3 and 4, leader Carson Hocevar.
It's going to be a flurry of action to the start-finish line to end stage number 2, but it's all going to happen behind Carson Hocevar. Hocevar wins stage number 2. Right behind him was Caden Honeycutt, Gio Ruggiero 3rd, Dawson Sutton 4th. 5th was Tyler Ankrum, 6th Minnie Tyrell, Grant Enfinger 7th, Tanner Gray 8th, Chandler Smith 9th, and Andres Perez gets the final stage point here at Texas Motor Speedway.
And we are under the Hardy's caution for the 5th time here at the end of stage 2.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who thinks they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Are you ready for sights, sounds, and speed that'll shake you to your core? To see NASCAR stars like Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, and Ross Chastain attack the asphalt? Are you ready to make memories that'll last a lifetime? Yeah? You're ready. Then we got one more question. What are you waiting for? To experience the thrill of a NASCAR race in person, visit NASCAR.com/tickets.
From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
We're at the start-finish line.
William Byron on pole position. Green flag is out and we're racing.
We're in the turn.
Here to the inside comes Kyle Larson. He and Hamlin bump.
We're on pit road.
4 tires Sonoma Racing Fuel. The race out from pit road is Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones goes off second.
We are live from the track. The Motor Racing Network, your home for NASCAR racing. Don't miss a lap, pit stop, or side-by-side race for the win. Listen to all the play-by-play action on your local radio station at MRN or NASCAR.com.
The chase is back. And so is NASCAR Hot Pass for the 2026 season, as we go into the garage and hear from the sports newsmakers.
Now we have a different set of rules, but it's all starting at zero again, and we have to change the way we go win a championship.
NASCAR Hot Pass, weekdays from the Motor Racing Network.
It's not a massive change. It's still the same car. But, we didn't change cars. We're just keeping up with everybody else.
This is Jake Garcia. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, Ben Rhodes wins stage number 1. Carson Hocevar wins stage number 2. Looks like a couple of those trucks that stayed out, including Dawson Sutton and Minnie Tyrell, going to come to pit lane for service. All in all, though, Brad Gillen kind of pays off for Sutton. He finished 4th in that stage. Minnie Tyrell picks up a few stage points as well. Your big stage points earner so far today, Gio Ruggiero, has added 16 to his total. Caden Honeycutt with 16 as well. Ben Rhodes, with that stage 1 win, has picked up 10 points. Of course, all those points going to matter when we get towards the end of the season and we reset for the chase here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Daniel Suarez, I'm still excited about watching Lane Riggs. They fixed the rear window. They brought him back down pit road here at the end of the stage, and they put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on his truck as well. Now, his tires are only going to be about 2 laps fresher than the rest of the field that stayed out, but we watched him in the first half of the race drive all the way from the back to the front. We still have 85 to go.
Yeah, I only think that Riggs has a great opportunity ahead of him because, we saw Carson Hocevar did an amazing job the last restart, and he was able to pass a bunch of trucks. Those trucks haven't been racing up front, so they haven't seen how aggressive, how wide things are getting up front. There is only a handful of trucks that actually can compete up front with the aggression and the movement and the air that Carson is moving around and things like that. The 34 is one of them. So I'm actually looking forward to see the 34 get back to the front and put on a good show for us with the 77 truck of Carson Hocevar.
Can we brag on you for just a minute, by the way? Tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. local time, 12:30 Eastern, we have qualifying and practice for the NASCAR Cup Series here at Texas. Daniel Suarez in the last 5 years here, 2021, top 10 finish. You were 12th the first Gen 7 race here, but then 8th, 5th, and 10th in your last 3 appearances here at Texas. You've been pretty darn good at this track.
Yeah, it's been a good place for me, and honestly, even before the next gen era, I felt like this place has been always very good to me. I've been fortunate enough to have good cars here as well, good teams, and it's been a lot of fun. I feel like Texas Motor Speedway, in a way, is one of my home racetracks because actually, as we speak right now, I have my dad and my sister and a few friends driving from my hometown to the racetrack for the weekend. So, it's one of those racetracks that I can have my family actually drive. It's a long drive, but they can actually drive.
Oh, that's cool. Coming up from Monterrey, Mexico.
Yeah. They left very, very early this morning, and they should be here in an hour or 2.
I love that. Let's go down to pit road and check in with Heather DeBow.
Well, we did have a taker over here on my end, and that was Ross Chastain. He came down pit road after having contact with a 26 of Dawson Sutton on that restart. So they spent quite a bit of time pulling out that right front fender and ensuring that they cleared it so they don't have any tire issues coming up when we do have this restart here in just a few moments.
Alan Cavano, what about you on pit lane?
Well, it was just a rough last stint for Ben Rhodes there. That final few laps after that restart, he started 6th and dropped all the way to 15th. They were trying to diagnose what exactly happened. Ben Rhodes mad at some other drivers out there who aren't full-timers here in the Truck Series, questioning some of their decisions, but also said, hey, we probably chose the wrong lane to restart in. So some work to do for Ben Rhodes, who has a fast truck, but now will start outside the top 10 for the final stage.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, it's been an interesting night for Ben Rhodes because stage 1 was as easy as it's going to get. He was out front, had to fend off a lot of challenges. He was looking out the rear of that car, but now all of a sudden you get put back in traffic, and due to Alan's report, it sounds like life has been a lot different for Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, we're not going to choose this time by, so let's give you a full field rundown as the field crosses the start-finish line. Carson Hocevar is the leader here at Texas Motor Speedway. Texan driver Caden Honeycutt looking for his first career victory. He runs in second. Third is Gio Ruggiero. Tyler Ankrum runs in fourth. Fifth is Grant Enfinger. Tanner Gray is sixth. Seventh, Chandler Smith. Andres Perez is eighth. Ninth, Stuart Friesen. Parker Kligerman and a Ram is 10th.
Ty Majeski's Ford is in 11th. His teammate Ben Rhodes right now runs in the 12th position. Kyle Busch back on the lead lap. Let's not forget about him. He's rallied his way all the way up to the 13th position. Justin Haley's a former Texas winner. He runs in the 14th position. Brandon Jones runs 15th. 16th is Jake Garcia. 17th is William Sawalich. Brennan Butterbean Queen runs in the 18th position. Tony Breidinger is 19th. And 20th is Lane Riggs.
Daniel Hemrick runs 21st. 22nd is Austin Green. Minnie Tyrell is 23rd. 24th, Dawson Sutton. Christian Eckes has had a couple of problems here tonight. He runs 25th. 26th is Josh Rayum. Ross Chastain has now dropped down to 27th. Frankie Muniz, 28th. 29th, Spencer Boyd. He is the last truck on the lead lap. One lap down is Colt Costner.
Joining Costner one lap down is Chris Wright in that 81 truck. Connor Jones took a trip up against the turns 1 and 2 wall right before the end of the stage. He's showing 2 laps down in 32nd. Corey LaJoie's had a rough night. He's been on and off pit lane multiple times for repairs. He is 4 laps down in 33rd. Corey Roper had a spin off of turn number 2. He is 8 laps down. And Cole Butcher, the only truck out of the race, he will finish 35th tonight.
And a lot of exciting stuff happening. We're going to get into the final stage, coming to the 1 to go. That means we're going to restart stage number 3 with 81 laps to go. We expect the fuel window to happen sometime between laps 114 and lap 132. We've completed now 85 laps in this race, so somewhere in the middle of this, they're going to split this final stage and come down for tires and Sunoco race fuel and have a heck of a run to the end. The big question is we've already seen some action. We have seen 5 Hardee's cautions come out in this race. That's just in the first half. What is the second half going to look like?
Daniel, Kyle Busch is up to 13th. He was a couple laps down outside of the top 30. I mean, are you like me? Is your eyes going to be drawn to that 7 truck here as we progress into stage number 3?
It's so funny you mentioned that because I've been keeping an eye on the 7 truck. Obviously, I'm biased, right? I'm biased because that's my number. But I've been keeping an eye on him, and I believe that even though that he has still some damage, obviously, on the right side of that truck, they have made that truck better. They have made that truck better. And obviously, he was free, he was loose when he crashed, and they were able to make some adjustments to improve that. So let's see how much better they can make it. And because now, once you get into a top 10, now the party starts. Now it starts to get more difficult to pass people, more competitive trucks, drivers with more experience. So now we're going to see really how good the 7 truck is.
Well, in this race, Kyle Busch in the 7 and race leader Carson Hocevar are teammates with Spire Motorsports. Could be a good one here, Pat Patterson, as we get into the final stage.
Well, we got a lot of motivation here on the front row. We got a guy that got his first big cup win last weekend. He'd love to just keep on winning tonight, and that's Carson Hocevar. To the outside, though, we already talked about this, Caden Honeycutt, who, this is his home state, home track. He talked about it a lot this week, wanted to get a win here, and those two are lined up here. So they're going to lead us back to green, and the fans are on their feet, and we're ready to go.
Ready to head to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Every car, happy owner at Echo Park Automotive. We start the final stage of this race. 81 laps to go. Big jump on the inside for Carson Hocevar, and an even bigger push from Tyler Ankrum as they head to 1.
He gets an excellent push from Tyler Ankrum. That's going to propel Carson Hocevar to about a truck length lead over Tyler Ankrum, who's in second. The battle's for third. It's Gray and Honeycutt side by side.
Honeycutt's got the advantage on the outside, out next to the wall. Right behind him is Ruggiero, now down to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Hocevar. He's got a challenge coming from the outside. Goes up and blocks that from Tyler Ankrum.
We haven't talked a lot about Tyler Ankrum tonight, but he is in position. He's got to fend off a challenge from Caden Honeycutt. Now he's going on the aggressive. Looking to the inside of Carson Hocevar.
He is side by side for the race lead. Tyler Ankrum does not get as good of a mid-corner as Carson Hocevar. Hocevar will propel himself back out to the lead.
Boy, you're right, Andrew. He got a great run off the corner right there and got about a 5-truck length lead over Ankrum, who's got a mirror full of Honeycutt now off the corner.
Ankrum was hoping to take the lead. Now he's going to have to try to hang on to second. We've got the Toyotas of Caden Honeycutt and Gio Ruggiero running third and fourth.
Ankrum's going to try another assault on the race leader, Carson Hocevar. He's going to go down to the inside. Hocevar in the middle group. Behind them, Honeycutt and Gio Ruggiero are going to go side by side for the third position.
Ruggiero in that orange and white truck now gets right next to Honeycutt. Battle for third. Bottom of the racetrack. Honeycutt to the outside. That's a good battle, but it looks like Ruggiero's going to take it away.
Awful tight off of turn number 4. Gio digging on the bottom. They are still even at the start-finish line. Honeycutt's got some momentum. Andrew, he'll wrestle away that third spot.
Honeycutt surges into that third position. Ruggiero's going to settle in that fourth position. Chandler Smith will join the conversation in fifth as well as they race single file down the backstretch.
Single file is spread out by about 2 truck lengths in between each one of them. The battle for third, though, is, for second, gets a lot better. Honeycutt now is going to try the outside.
Caden Honeycutt looks to the high side right now as he's trying to get around Tyler Ankrum, but Gio Ruggiero still in this fight. 3-truck battle for second.
All the trucks fight a little wind gust over here in turns 1 and 2, but the battle is on for second. 3 wide as Gio Ruggiero down the bottom. It's Honeycutt in the middle and Ankrum up top.
Nobody giving an inch. Everybody's foot through the floorboard. 3 wide. They stay into turn number 3. Bottom of the racetrack. Ankrum tries to get the advantage. Gio Ruggiero gets the advantage now off the corner.
Tyler Ankrum had to jump out of the throttle. He lost second, third. He's going to lose fourth. Chandler Smith digging on the bottom. Well, maybe not. Here comes Tyler Ankrum. He'll dig back and wrestle that fourth spot back.
Gio Ruggiero is the one who made that 3-wide move, and he's going to try to complete the pass for second over Caden Honeycutt. They're side by side for the second position. Honeycutt with a good run off the corner.
And I'll tell you what, Hocevar is just laughing all the way as he watches them race and drive away from them up in that top spot. Battle for second, still on off of 4.
Carson Hocevar leads, but Toyota teammates just duking it out in second. Door to door, Caden Honeycutt on the outside of Gio Ruggiero as they head back to 1.
Neither driver will relent in the battle for second. Gio Ruggiero down low. He's going to inch in front of Caden Honeycutt, and he looks like he's going to clear him down the back straightaway. Gio Ruggiero to second.
Now maybe the two of them wise up now. They're going to try to run back down the leader, and Hocevar really's got an advantage now. Midway through 3 and 4, here's the leader.
Every lap that they battle, another half a car length or 2 added to the lead of Carson Hocevar. At the line, it's about a 1-second advantage for the driver who picked up his most recent and first Cup win at Talladega.
Yes, Carson Hocevar runs the middle groove of the racetrack. Gio Ruggiero down low and Caden Honeycutt also down low. They both chase the leader, Carson Hocevar, down the backstretch.
A little bit further back, that's where you find Tanner Gray. Also behind him, Ross Chastain is in it with a Grant Enfinger. They battle into the corner. That's a little bit further back in the field.
And another battle I'm watching behind that, Pat, is actually Kyle Busch trying to work his way up into the top 10. Parker Kligerman's in 11th. Kyle Busch is trying to work the inside of that Ram truck. Now he'll swing to the outside as they head back to 1.
Parker Kligerman and Kyle Busch will both go down low. Kyle Busch trying to recover from issues early on into the race as Kyle Busch now tries to continue to track down Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, those two battle and settle it out. Meanwhile, the top 3 tighten it up a little bit.
There's no doubt those Toyotas starting to run down our race leader Carson Hocevar. Even separation, 2 truck lengths from Hocevar to Ruggiero and to Honeycutt.
I'm looking at the battle for 4th. Chandler Smith wants it over Tyler Ankrum. They're both going to be glued down to the bottom of the racetrack. Ankrum going to gap Chandler Smith as they go down the back straightaway.
Here comes the leaders into turn number 3. Hocevar, bottom of the racetrack, 3 truck lengths lead over second place. That's where you find Ruggiero. Then it's Caden Honeycutt. Those three pulling away from the field.
Gio Ruggiero catching Carson Hocevar, Caden Honeycutt in tow as well as we head down to pit road at Alan Cavana.
Gio Ruggiero has a ton of speed in that truck as he tries to chase down Hocevar, but his spotter told Ruggiero, he says, look, Hocevar's going to take every lane. When you get there, you're going to have to change your game to try to make the pass. Just stay focused.
So, Daniel, you just pointed at the scoreboard a minute ago, and there's one driver you've talked about all night tonight, and he is still fast.
He's still fast, and he's coming. He's coming. Rick's the 34 truck. He's very quick. He's gonna be in the front. Giving us a show before the night is over. And listen, I believe that the 17 truck, the 11 truck, the 18 truck, all those trucks are doing a great job up front. But this is the first time that they've been up front. So they're still new, trying to figure out what the truck is capable or not up front. The 77, of Carson, he's been up front all night long. So he has a lot of experience on what the truck is capable of. Really looking forward to these guys to learn what they're capable of, and 34 to make it to the front to put on a show for us.
There comes Gio Ruggiero. Andrew, he's going to take a peek for the lead.
He's going to look to the inside of Carson Hocevar. Ruggiero down low. Hocevar in the middle groove. Hocevar's going to get a great run up the corner, though, but Ruggiero's still there.
Yeah, Hocevar using this lane-and-a-half racetrack, and that's all it is tonight, folks. There is not a wide racetrack in Texas. About a lane-and-a-half is it.
Carson Hocevar picked up his first career truck win in 2023 at Texas. Last year, Gio Ruggiero got his first win at Talladega. He wants number 2.
The race lead ebbs and flows for Carson Hocevar right now, calling about 4 truck lengths over Gio Ruggiero, and Caden Honeycutt is still very much in this battle as well.
Yeah, Hocevar shows how much he knows about the air and how to use it and how to lead a race. He's really good at running up front. He's doing that now. 2 truck advantage off 4.
Hocevar, Ruggiero, Honeycutt, the top 3. Further back, we talked about the charge back to the front of the field for Lane Riggs. He is trying to get around Kyle Busch. They went side by side off of turn number 4, but with 67 laps to go, they're all chasing Carson Hocevar here at Texas Motor Speedway.
What makes Toyota Racing Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadisian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration, because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing, your race, your story. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
NASCAR fans, iRacing Studios brings you NASCAR 25. Race hundreds of the biggest stars of the sport on top tracks from Daytona to Sonoma. Start your career in the ARCA Menard Series and work your way up to Cup while managing team members, sponsors, and more. Or compete online with NASCAR fans around the world. NASCAR 25, available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Head to NASCAR25.com to buy now.
1 lap to go. Caden Honeycutt was able to drive underneath Gio Ruggiero, move him up to second. He'll be the new challenger for Carson Hocevar, and Pat, he's up to his tailgate.
He almost could make a move right there. Hocevar stayed at the bottom of the racetrack and blocked that air once again. Has to settle into second.
And Caden Honeycutt's just got to settle his truck down. He got sideways to the apex at 3 and 4, nearly lost it. He'll gather it back into turn 1.
Think about how big it would be for the Texas driver of Caden Honeycutt to win his first race at his home track, calling about 4 truck lengths over race leader Carson Hocevar right now.
Yeah, midway down the backstretch here at Texas, and they're going to catch some lap traffic pretty soon. Right now, though, separation 1, 2, and 3, middle of the corner, about 5 truck lengths each.
When we come back to Texas, we'll give you a rundown, give you some observations, also let you know that Kyle Busch has moved into the top 10. From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Introducing the RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Experience uncensored, real-time audio from drivers and crews, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth functionality, fast, lightweight, and zero latency. The RE4000 keeps you locked into every pass, every pit stop, and every checkered flag. Plus, with automatic over-the-air programming at major events, setup is quick and effortless. Check it out at racingelectronics.com today.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver.
and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is Grant Enfinger. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, 61 laps to go in the SpeedyCash.com 250 here on the NASCAR Racing Network. Nick Yomick, Brad Gilley, Daniel Suarez keeping a close eye on this one. Carson Hocevar is your race leader by 0.6 of a second over Caden Honeycutt, Gio Ruggiero, Tyler Ankrum, and Chandler Smith, the top 5. Grant Enfinger runs in 6th. 7th is Tanner Gray. But, Daniel, the driver you're keeping your eye on in 8th, it is Lane Riggs, and he is continuing to charge his way back towards the front of the field.
Man, people is going to say that Lane Riggs gave me some money or something because I just keep talking about him, but he's just doing a hell of a job. I mean, he's just putting on a show. He's fast. But you know what? He's very fast. His stroke is very good, but he's doing a great job just moving around, finding clean air. I'm just a fan of the way that he's working tonight. Really am. But at the same time, you have, Hocevar, that he's been doing an amazing job, protecting the lead. I believe that the 11th truck of Honeycutt also, he's very fast in the long run. So if Honeycutt is able to find clean air and put himself in the right positions, I actually feel like he's pretty fast and just as fast as the 77 and the 34. So hopefully he figured it out to be able to give these guys also a run for their money.
Yeah, lap traffic and the experience of Carson Hocevar has allowed him to stretch it out to an 0.8 of a second lead. Now there's some clean track in front of him if Honeycutt and Ruggiero can work their way up. But Lane Riggs keeps climbing. He is now in the top 5. Kyle Busch is 9th right now. We're talking about a couple of drivers who got put to the back for various reasons. Kyle Busch hit the wall in stage number 1. Lane Riggs has just had a couple of things go wrong. A fueling issue in qualifying. He drove up to the front. Had the rear window of that truck coming apart. The braces on it, they had to repair that. He's driving his way up to the front, and he's driving up to the tailgate of his teammate, Andrew.
He is. He's about 3 truck lengths behind Chandler Smith. My goodness, Lane Riggs has a rocket ship tonight at Texas.
Yeah, there's no question about that, and the 3 up front are going to feel the heat from him if he can just stay under green right now. Here's Riggs once again down the off of turn 4.
Pretty impressed. He's not running the bottom either. He's about a half a groove off as he tries to set up his teammate Chandler Smith. They are nose to tail at the start-finish line. Back into turn number 1. Where does Lane Riggs go this time, Andrew?
He goes to the middle groove. Chandler Smith down low. Lane Riggs is going to draw even with him down the back straightaway and make quick work of his teammate Chandler Smith.
Yeah, Riggs can just get back to the gas so much faster down in 1 and 2, coming off of 2. He drives right around the 38 as he works his way off the corner here and now back off the 4. He goes up to Kyle Busch.
We're getting close to the pit window opening. I want to document that Lane Riggs is about 6 seconds behind leader Carson Hocevar. We have 55 to go, and I just want to document 6 seconds behind with 55 to go. We're going to see where he is about 5 or so laps from now, Daniel.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, honestly, if I'm Riggs right now, I wouldn't worry too much about the 6 second gap because it's going to be tough to close that gap, and most likely there is going to be another caution. So what I will be focusing on right now is what do I need from my truck to be a little bit better to win this race, balance-wise? What do I need? It is a little bit tighter, a little bit freer. What do I need to do? A little shorter run, long run? I mean, obviously, we have 50 laps to go, 54 laps to go, so the long run is not going to be as long. So trying to understand what do I need balance-wise to be able to win this race. Not focus so much on trying to close that gap because there is a good chance that there is going to be another caution here.
If there isn't a caution, though, a lot of pressure gets put on his pit crew, which, as we have documented, they have been very busy. There's been crew members jumping into the right side window inside the truck with Lane Riggs to repair that rear window. But, boy, they maybe put a lot of pressure on them, Daniel, needing a great pit stop here because all these drivers are going to have to come back to pit lane at least once here with 53 to go.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting, right? Because most of these pit crews, they don't do green flag stops very often, or the drivers, right? Like the drivers in the truck series, they don't do green flag stops very often. But a driver like Carson, he does it every Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see how the cycle play out. If I was Riggs, I would prefer to have a caution and a string the whole package. But if I'm Hocevar, I want this thing to go green because I know that I'm going to be better on the cycle and I'm going to be able to make some time on the competition on entry to pit road and on exit of pit road.
Wow, Carson Hocevar just took it 3 wide to get around a handful of lap trucks. The pit window is open, Heather DeBow.
And Parker Kligerman in for his scheduled pit stop. The team going to work on 4 tires and fuel and a tear-off. But this is Parker's first start in a truck here at Texas since 2016. And, man, listening to him on the radio, he's having a great time. And he's having a pretty great race so far.
Yeah, Parker's been awesome with what he does in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on the CW Network. He's an awesome racer as well. And as we sit here, we're expecting some of the lead trucks to come in about 7 or 8 laps. We have 50 to go here at Texas as Carson Hocevar leads Caden Honeycutt and Gio Ruggiero.
Every DIY project has that oh no moment. The missing bolt, the measured cut, the second, third, and fourth trips to the hardware store. That's where Craftsman comes in. Whether you're tackling the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the job done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Head to Craftsman.com today and find the right tools for any project. Craftsman. Build on.
The thrills of NASCAR racing from over 55 years of Motor Racing Network broadcasts.
Bobby Allison brings the race car right down in the middle of the track, crosses the start-finish line, and he will win the 24th annual Daytona 500.
Bill Elliott wins the Hooters 500. Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion.
MRN Classic Races.
And in the whole pack steaming for the finish line, Dale Earnhardt wins a Winston 500.
Find all the classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform.
We have 48 laps to go now here at Texas Motor Speedway. Carson Hocevar continues to lead. This is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
This Mother's Day, it's gonna get loud.
What did we just say?
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to the Glen, where road course precision meets high-speed skill, and only the very best thrive. The Busch Lights Summer Music Series continues, featuring Vincent Mason live. An unforgettable weekend at the home of American road racing. NASCAR weekend at Watkins Glen International, May 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins. A career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
This is Ty Majeski. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, it is pit stop time for a couple drivers. Let's go to Alan Cavana.
Gio Ruggiero was battling for the lead, but fell back to third. He's been on and off pit road. 4 new tires and a handling adjustment to help him get that lead, Heather.
And Caden Honeycutt also in. He said he's a 4 out of 10 free and just can't handle that truck like he wants to. Also in the 77 of Carson Hocevar. They're having a little bit of trouble on the right front of that truck right now. Other than that, he's happy with the handling, but the team's still working on the right side. Also in is Ross Chastain getting ready to pull into his pit stall right now for his scheduled stop. Team going to work on 4 tires, and Ross said during this run he was just a little bit loose on both ends of the racetrack.
Brad, that's a terrible stop for race leader Carson Hocevar. They had a ton of problems on that right front tire. We're going to, figure it out here throughout the sequence, but that was a lengthy stop for the Spire team.
Looks like they had just trouble indexing that right front wheel. Ross Chastain also had a slow stop. Alan Cavana, who's in front of you?
Chandler Smith on pit road, pitting from the top 5. They're putting 4 tires on that truck and making an adjustment to the right rear. Again, just trying to get these trucks through traffic and make those passes late in this race with 38 on and off pit road.
That has handed the lead to Lane Riggs. He's got a fast truck, and now he's got that track position, but he will need to pit soon as well. It has cycled Riggs to the race lead, Kyle Busch to second, Tyler Ankrum third. All of those drivers, though, Brett, still going to need to pit.
Boy, Ty Majeski smoked him coming onto pit road. He takes his Ford F-150 to pit road. Also, other trucks in front of Alan Cavana.
Grant Infinger worked his way into the top 10. 2 top 10s in a row on 1.5-mile tracks. He told me he just wanted to survive this race. He's running well on and off pit road, Heather.
Ty Majeski also in, getting an adjustment on the track bar there. I did hear him say, too, on the radio that he could smell gear oil. The team did not address it on this stop, but we'll continue to monitor that on the 88 of Ty Majeski.
Gear oil has a very distinct smell.
Yeah, you know it when you smell it, don't you? You know exactly what it is.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So that would be a tough thing for Ty Majeski. But watching where we are, we have 42 laps to go. Lane Riggs last pitted on lap 84. He actually came in and got tires at the end of stage number 2. Kyle Busch running in second. He last pitted on lap 75, as did Tyler Ankrum, Brandon Jones, Stuart Friesen, Tanner Gray, the rest of the top 6. So the freshest tires right now are our race leader, Lane Riggs. He can't make it on Sunoco fuel, however. He's going to have to come back in at some point, but, that some point is right now. Lane Riggs has actually woed it down. 45 miles per hour, the speed limit. They can actually go up to 50 miles per hour before they're actually caught speeding. It's almost like you're actually on the freeway. Let's go to Heather DeBow.
And like Riggs said to his team, he's just a little bit too free and needs more security in the rear. But in clean air, he is way better, as we saw when he had ease passing those trucks out on the racetrack. Alan Cavana.
Kyle Busch cycled all the way up to second place. He's on pit road for should be his final pit stop, final set of tires around to the left side of the truck. They made a lot of handling adjustments to this truck throughout the day. Kyle Busch on and off with 4 new tires.
All right, and for Lane Riggs, scuffed tires on that number 34. Kyle Busch on fresh tires. This is going to reset everything, however, Nick. Right now, Lane Riggs being shown the leader. Stuart Friesen actually took that over, but he's coming on to pit road. And let's get that update from Heather DeBow.
Yeah, and just as he left his pit stall, the tire changer on the left rear was still working on the left rear. In fact, it almost looked like the gun was still attached to the lug nut, and he fell forward with the truck as it left. I haven't heard anything about it. They think the lug nuts are loose. There's no concern on the teammate's face right now, but we'll keep an eye on that as well for Lane Riggs in the 34.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. Thank you very much, Alan Cabana, doing an awesome job down there covering thing on pit road. Tanner Gray is being shown as the race leader. His last pit stop, lap 75. Christian Eckes, Dawson Sutton, second and third. They last pitted on lap 82. Among the trucks who have actually pitted recently, Gio Ruggiero is going to cycle up to the 4 spot. Stuart Friesen was on pit road, and he crosses the start-finish line this time by Nick Yeoman, and we'll have to wait for this pit cycle to complete before we can give a full rundown.
Yeah, but keeping an eye on it. Right now, Gio Ruggiero's exiting turn 2, and Caden Honeycutt's about 8 to 10 trucks
Trouble,
behind.
Ross Chastain almost loses it in the corner. He and Majeski got sideways with each other over here. Great save for the 45.
Wow, remember Majeski feeling like he was smelling some gear oil. Not sure if something else is happening down there, but we have other trucks on pit road, Heather.
Tanner Gray in right now. This whole race, he's been complaining that truck is just too free, and it's the same, so they're going to tighten him up for Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
What a dynamic pit cycle we've had here. We literally had some trucks start pitting on lap 121. We're now at lap 130, and we're now just finishing up this entire cycle. The only truck that at least is being shown as not having come in yet is our race leader, Dawson Sutton. He is going to have to come back in. But right now, we need to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the NASCAR Racing Network. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez. My name is Brad Gilley, covering the turns. Andrew Curlin and Pat Patterson, Alan Cabana and Heather DeBow on pit road. And Nick, we just saw a little replay of what Pat Patterson called with Chastain's truck getting loose. Either he got into the right front fender of Ty Majeski, or Ty Majeski got into Ross's left rear quarter panel, or maybe they just both wanted the same spot at the same time.
I'm going to go with the latter. That's probably exactly what it is. Good, hard racing towards the end of it. And Pat Patterson called it perfectly, saying that was a whale of a save for Ross Chastain. The right rear of that truck was hung out. Looked like one of the sprint cars from the High Limit series that are racing here this weekend with how sideways that car was. But it was a great save by Ross, and certainly a good job by Ty Majeski. Both of those drivers keeping it, I don't want to say off the wall. They made contact. Ross got up there up against the outside wall, but that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Dawson Sutton finally comes onto pit road. He was being shown as the race leader. So let's give you a rundown as we now have 34 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Gio Ruggiero is leading. Caden Honeycutt, 2 Toyotas up front. Carson Hocevar, after that slow pit stop, that held him up 2 spots. He's now running in third, 5 seconds behind Ruggiero. Lane Riggs is running in fourth. Grant Enfinger is running in fifth. 6 is Kyle Busch. Chandler Smith 7th. Parker Gligerman 8th. 9th, Brandon Jones. Tyler Ankrum is 10th.
11th right now is Ben Rhodes. Ty Majeski being shown in 12th. Stuart Friesen is 13th. 14th is Christian Eckes. 15th is Dawson Sutton off of pit lane. Tanner Gray is 16th. 17th is Ross Chastain. 18th is William Sawalwich. 19th now is Andres Perez, and Jake Garcia up to 20th.
Battle for the lead in front of you, Andrew.
Caden Honeycutt has tracked down Gio Ruggiero massively. It was 10 car lengths down to 2 over the last couple of laps. Honeycutt is on the move as Ruggiero's fighting lap traffic.
Ruggiero trying to do everything he can right now to get around as fast as he can some of these slower trucks. Honeycutt still right in his wake, all 4.
Both of those trucks run to the bottom of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Honeycutt's going to have to rebuild that momentum with just 31 laps to go. Back into turn 1, it's Gio Ruggiero.
Caden Honeycutt is a man on the mission, searching for that first win here in the Truck Series. It's about 7 to 8 car lengths over Gio Ruggiero has over Caden Honeycutt.
Ruggiero's had a good truck, solid truck all night long. That orange and white machine now midway through 3 and 4. Honeycutt about 12 truck lengths behind.
Lap traffic will come into play when we come back. We have 30 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live MRN radio broadcast, all hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth technology. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day, the RE4000 delivers zero latency so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless, that's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com.
Welcome to more.
Green flag is in the air.
More action.
Photo finish.
More awesome. More smoke. More sizzle. More soar. More roar. More friends. More family. Welcome to the one place where no matter who you are, you'll leave with something you'll never forget. Welcome to NASCAR.
Don't look now, but Lane Riggs is on the move. He got around Carson Hocevar, moved Riggs up to third. He is 4 seconds behind leader Gio Ruggiero. From Texas Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
We are the voice of NASCAR, the Motor Racing Network.
They're 3 wide, they're 4 wide. Brad Keselowski around the outside. He's got the lead by half a car length. Here comes Kyle Larson.
ARCA Whelen Modifieds, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and the NASCAR Cup Series all race here.
Ryan Blaney goes all the way from the bottom to the top to the bottom. Now back to the top. He'll clear Chase Elliott.
The voice of NASCAR is the Motor Racing Network.
Every hero's story has a humble beginning. Every legend had to earn their stripes.
Guys like me are supposed to do that.
Every superstar had a dream.
It's been a fairy tale season.
Every home track is the start of something special.
That's just good old short track racing.
Oh, a little retaliation.
Holy cow!
Learn more about NASCAR regional tracks near you at NASCAR.com/regional.
This is Lane Riggs. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway here on the NASCAR Racing Network. It's the SpeedyCash.com 250. Nick Yeoman, Brad Gilly, Daniel Suarez. Our turn announcers, Pat Patterson, Andrew Curlin doing a great job. Awesome reports down on pit lane from Alan Cavana and Heather DeBow. And we are watching a battle for the race lead as Gio Ruggiero and Brad doing everything he can to hold off Caden Honeycutt. Honeycutt starting to search around the racetrack.
Ruggiero's been in victory lane. He won last fall at Talladega Superspeedway. Caden Honeycutt still seeking out his first career victory from Willow Park, Texas, just a few hours away here.
Turn 2. Tyler Ankrum goes for a big spin, a huge cloud of smoke, and the caution will come out.
That is the 6th Hardee's caution of the night, and boy, does this change everything. 24 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Gio Ruggiero leads Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Carson Hocevar, and Grant Enfinger, your top 5.
Victory Junction is a year-round camp for children with chronic and life-threatening illnesses and serious medical needs. We'll see 120 kids with spina bifida, 120 kids with craniofacial disorders, 120 kids who have diabetes or who have asthma. From 6 to 16 years old, it empowers them to just be the kids that they are that week. Not their disease, not their illness, they're just a kid. If you know a child that can benefit from Victory Junction, we'll do everything in our power to make sure that child comes to camp.
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much, much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards Loyalty Program today at NASCAR.com/fan rewards.
Lap traffic got pretty spread out, so it's taking them some time to actually catch up to the front of the field. We will come back. 23 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Gear up. Visit the NASCAR shop online to find all of your favorite officially licensed NASCAR product. The NASCAR Shop is the official online store of NASCAR and your destination for all of your favorite hats, t-shirts, die-casts, and more. Whether tailgating, home gating, or anything in between, visit NASCAR.com/shop for the widest assortment and best selection of NASCAR gear today.
Meet the all-new RE4000 Bluetooth scanner from Racing Electronics. Hear uncensored audio from your favorite drivers or listen to the live MRN radio broadcast. All hands-free and wireless with Bluetooth technology. Fast, lightweight, and built for race day. The RE4000 delivers zero latency so you never miss a moment of the action. Powerful, wireless, effortless. That's the RE4000. Learn more at racingelectronics.com.
This is Caden Honeycutt. You're listening to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway alongside Nick Yeoman and Daniel Suarez. My name is Brad Gilly, Andrew Curlin, Pat Patterson covering the play-by-play from the turns. On pit road, it's Heather DeBow and Alan Cavana, and it's time for another Craftsman Who's Getting It Done. DIY projects always sound simple until they're not. Luckily, Craftsman has your back. With tools built to power through the mess, you can go from "what have I done" to "yeah, I did that." Head to Craftsman.com today. Craftsman, build on. 22 to go. Our leaders don't have any more tires. There was no need to pit. They have plenty of Sunoco race fuel. 2 hungry Toyotas up front with Gio Ruggiero and Caden Honeycutt. A very fast Ford with Lane Riggs, and behind him Carson Hocevar. Daniel, who's getting it done?
Oh man, I believe that now is anyone's game, right? Because obviously those Toyotas, they've been pretty strong up front, and they're gonna try very, very hard to control the race, right? The 34 has been very strong. I mean, I've been saying that all night. Carson, on the 77, I don't know if they made a bad adjustment or they got behind or something, but I didn't see him as strong as I saw him earlier. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the 34 was able to pass him and he drove away from him. So we see, now with the cycle on their tires, I feel like anything can happen on this restart. Whoever can have a good restart and control the race is going to have the best shot.
I don't know if this is going to be the final time through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, but if it is, Nick, I feel like this is going to be your chance. And if you're going to be one of the 4 trucks starting up front, Gio Ruggiero, Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, and Carson Hocevar, you're going to have to make it happen within a lap or two.
That knob's about to get cranked to 11, Spinal Tap style, because, the intensity level's about to ramp up, and certainly that run down into turn number 1 is going to be fascinating. You know who else is getting it done, Brad? There's a group of about, 15, 20 shirtless guys just past the start-finish line here who every time the field comes by, now it's the pace truck, they got their shirts off and they're waving them in the air. They're having a great time here at Texas Motor Speedway.
I am perfectly positioned to have your scoring monitor block that. Daniel, friends of yours?
They're not friends of mine. But
you won't admit it.
No, I want to tell you something. When I was coming up the stairs, I was regretting that I didn't bring a jacket or a hoodie. So those guys, they must be drinking a lot not to be cold. I can tell you that.
61 degrees and windy here in North Texas for sure. And, maybe a little bit, a good amount of antifreeze is what they have right now. And they are having a great time for sure. We're still going to run them around at least one more lap before we give them the 1 to go. In fact, they're getting the 1 to go now as the lights go out here on the fence and the lights go out on the pace truck. That means we restart with 19 to go. Gio Ruggiero, Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Carson Hocevar, Grant Enfinger, your top 5. Don't forget about Kyle Busch, a little right side damage, but he's up to 6th. 7th is Chandler Smith. Brandon Jones is 8th. Ben Rhodes, who won stage number 1, is 9th. And 10th is Ty Majeski as we go down to pit road and Heather DeBow.
And I was just listening in on the conversation between Caden Honeycutt and his spotter, Tony Hirschman, and they both agreed that right now on this restart, whoever gets out front is going to win, and they emphasize we need to beat the 34 of Lane Riggs because he's really good. So keep an eye on the 11 to try and stay out front when we go green.
There's no doubt, Heather, that certainly Gio Ruggiero and Caden Honeycutt have been warned just how good that 34 truck is. Probably also want to remind them just how aggressive Carson Hocevar is, because those two, Hocevar and Riggs, appear like they are going to line up side by side in row number 2. Pat Patterson, field is in front of you, high up in turn number 3.
Yeah, they're ready to go, no doubt about it. And you guys have laid it out pretty good in terms of what's at stake here. This racetrack tonight, guys, has only been about a lane and a half, so that's the reason we're talking about nobody really getting big runs to the outside or being able to make any moves. It's all on the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see how it's going to play out, but I got a feeling there's a hurricane brewing here at Texas Motor Speedway. All right, the pace truck getting ready to hit the pit road. The fans are on their feet. They know what they want to see.
We are going to restart this race with 19 laps to go as they head through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. And it's Gio Ruggiero on the inside. He's got a great jump and a great push from Carson Hocevar. Equally, though, Caden Honeycutt being pushed by Lane Riggs.
Caden Honeycutt draws even with Gio Ruggiero. Battles on for the lead, but here comes Hocevar. He's going to go 3 wide for second, but it's Caden Honeycutt all by himself out front.
They are racing for the lead, but they may be racing for the win, and Kyle Busch is in the middle of that one as well. Here they come into turn number 3. 5 cars throw a blanket over them, battling for 2nd through 5th.
There's a Spire train on the bottom of the racetrack as Kyle Busch pushed Carson Hocevar into 2nd. Now Kyle Busch is 3 wide for 3rd. Hocevar's got a run headed to turn 1, trying to track down Honeycutt.
Oh, there's battles all over the racetrack. Hocevar looks to the outside of Honeycutt. He's going to try to draw even, but Honeycutt's going to have an amazing aero block. Honeycutt keeps the position. Busch wants 2nd over Hocevar.
Kyle Busch is shot out of a rocket after wrecking at the first part of this race. He is battling for the lead. Busch to the bottom of the racetrack. Move him to the 2nd spot.
17 to go this time by Kyle Busch, looking to win 5 truck races in a row here at Texas. Caden Honeycutt, the Texan, looking to win his first as they head back to 1.
Where on earth did Kyle Busch come from? He tries to go to the low groove of the racetrack. Carson Hocevar going to draw even with Kyle Busch for 2nd. Move Hocevar now back to the 2nd position.
Honeycutt's got his eyes out the windshield and hoping he's not attacked from the back right now, trying to run away from 2nd and 3rd. Hocevar goes high up in the racetrack, midway through 3 and 4 for 2nd.
Kyle Busch missed the entrance to turn number 1. It gave up the 2nd position to Carson Hocevar. Now Hocevar starting to run down Caden Honeycutt. They're nose to tail back into turn 1.
Hocevar got his first Truck Series win here in 2023. That's exactly what Honeycutt is trying to do. But Hocevar is going to take a peek to the inside inside for the race lead over Caden Honeycutt.
Honeycutt left the door open. Here comes Hosevar, bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead, go back to the front here in Texas. Can't get it done. Honeycutt battles back on the outside from side by side off the corner.
Hosevar drives him up the racetrack. He's able to clear him off of turn number 4. We could have a Spire 1 and 2. Here comes Kyle Busch looking for second.
Kyle Busch wants that second position over Honeycutt. He's going to have to race Gio Ruggiero, though, right now for the third position. Up front, it's still Carson Hosevar and Caden Honeycutt, the top two.
Then there's Busch and Ruggiero. Ruggiero's going to battle for the third spot. A little further back, Brandon Jones is back to life again, and Riggs is also trying to get his way back up to the front. It's Hosevar off the corner.
Fans on the front stretch went absolutely crazy when Carson Hosevar took the race lead. They're going to pump the fist as Kyle Busch gets to the inside of Honeycutt. It's Spire 1-2.
Here comes Kyle Busch looking for that second position over Caden Honeycutt. They're wheel to wheel in turns 1 and 2. Honeycutt's going to get a strong surge off the banking and maintain second.
Honeycutt does a good job of holding off Kyle Busch, at least for now. Now he pulls right to the bumper of the leader. Honeycutt in the 11 tries to work the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Honeycutt to the bottom of the racetrack.
Carson Hosevar drifts high in turn number 4. He almost opens the door for Caden Honeycutt. We almost saw Hosevar get loose and slip. 3-truck battle for the lead.
It is a 3-truck battle for the race win here at Texas. Kyle Busch down low on the inside of Honeycutt. That's the battle for second. 1 truck length in front of them is the late race leader, Carson Hosevar.
Kyle Busch may have seen everything he needs to figure out the combination to win this one tonight. He's battling for the second spot now. He's got the second spot now, going after the lead.
Can they race this way for another 12 laps here at Texas Motor Speedway? Carson Hosevar, your race leader. Kyle Busch second. Caden Honeycutt third. They're nose to tail back into 1.
Kyle Busch almost ran into the back bumper of Carson Hosevar. That's how strong of a run he had. Hosevar killed all his momentum. That's going to open the door for Caden Honeycutt to steal second from him.
Honeycutt tries to slide up in front of Busch midway down the backstretch. Busch said, no, you're going to have to bite me on the bottom, fight me on the bottom. He can't get it done. To the outside goes Busch. He wants the second spot again.
3 hungry drivers. Hosevar just
trouble. The 52 of Friesen goes sideways, and he gets his truck into the infield. Another truck bounces through the middle of the infield. Caution out at the speedway.
That'll bring out the Hardy's caution for the 7th time tonight here at Texas Motor Speedway. Grant Enfinger took a wild ride through the grass. The splitter dug in. The nose of that truck jumped up. Stuart Friesen wound up actually on pit road in another driver's pit stall, the pit stall of Brandon Jones. Fire safety crews are to Stuart Friesen right now. He has damage to his truck. I think the biggest one hurt there was actually Grant Enfinger. And Daniel, I know we have a lot of rodeo here in Texas, but that was one heck of a bucking bronco that Grant Enfinger had to hang on to.
Yeah, that was a little bit crazy, and the grass destroyed one of the trucks as well there. But a little bit unfortunate there. I mean, it looks like the 52 just got loose, next to the 4, and after that, everyone just trying to avoid it, and the 9 did a good job, but the grass was there to destroy his truck. So very, very unfortunate for these guys. But let me tell you how amazing of a job everyone is doing up front. The top 5 trucks are doing an amazing job. What a great racing. I feel like right now, honestly, it's anyone's game. The 77 truck is doing a good job, managing the lead and getting everyone else on a bad aero spot, but he's very free. He looks loose, at least from the outside. So I think that it's anyone's game right now.
Looks like this is actually going to bring out a red flag, hearing that they're actually going to stop the field in turn number 3. Right now we have 10 laps to go here, and I think NASCAR wanting to give us as much green as possible, Nick.
Yeah, I also think there's probably a lot of grass and dirt that needs to be cleaned up here on the front straightaway as well, because after Grant Enfinger went off-roading through the infield, right through the SpeedyCash.com 250 logo, by the way, so I guess that's only appropriate here with the title sponsor of this race. But once he drove back onto the racetrack, there's a ton of dirt and grass that's been kicked off right through the double dog leg. So, Daniel, and the 52 truck of Stuart Friesen took a pretty scary trip down pit lane.
Yeah, that was actually, very, 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 very wild ride. But, when I was watching the slow slide that Friesen had, I was actually seeing that the right rear was flat. So who knows? I mean, we don't really know if that happened before or after. But when he was sliding through the grass, his right rear was flat. So who knows? Maybe that was the reason why he spun out.
And I'm wondering as well if we don't have some fluid on the track. With Grant Enfinger, the front end of that truck dug in very deep, and now we're seeing a lot of speedy dry. And I'm looking at the stripe that precedes that follows where that truck is going. It literally goes all the way down the front straightaway, and before Enfinger could get to the apron, it was at the exit of pit road. So we got a decent amount of cleanup here. Thank you, NASCAR, for actually putting the red flag out, because that's going to give us a fair amount of laps to actually let this one fight out between three drivers who are hungry for very different reasons.
Yeah, this is it's been spectacular. I mean, you've got Kyle Busch, who is one of the best drivers in NASCAR history. You've got Carson Hocevar, the newest superstar. And I'm telling you, Brad, when he took the race lead, these fans on the front straightaway jumped to their feet. They were waving their caps, pumping their fists. And then you've got Caden Honeycutt, who has been very impressive over the last year or so, getting a great opportunity to jump behind the wheel of that Tricon Toyota, and he's doing a great job fending off and challenging two of the best in NASCAR right now. So other drivers that it brings into the mix, Gio Ruggiero has had a really nice night. He's being shown in fourth. Brandon Jones is in the mix. We talk about Lane Riggs. He is sixth. So let's get some updates. Let's go to Alan Cavana on pit lane.
Gio Ruggiero spent some time in the lead, lost it a little bit there, but he's doing what he can to try to get it back. And with his crew chief, Jeff Stankiewicz, what are you telling your young driver? A lot of coaching on the radio right now.
Yeah, he's done a really good job all night. Just tell him to focus forward and really execute his restarts. We've given up a little bit on the restarts, given up on some side drafting moments there in the race. So he's got two Cup guys around him that don't care, and they're doing whatever they can to get to the front, and we've kind of got swallowed up a few times. So just telling him not to lose his head when he loses a spot like that at the end of the day, even if we don't win the race, which we want to do, but we still have to think big picture point day for us. We got good stage points today, and we need to keep focusing forward on points as well. I think we're still in an opportunity to win the race if we can get a good restart, and if maybe they get up there and get to hitting on each other and stuff like that, like they've kind of already done. I know we're a little on the free side. Looks like some of the guys ahead of us are on the free side as well. So anything can happen at this moment. I'm just trying to talk him into just not losing his head and stay focused at the big picture here.
Big picture is the message here in the 17 crew. Heather?
And here now with the crew chief of the 11 of Caden Honeycutt, we got Scott Zipadelli here. Scott, I heard you tell your driver when that caution came out, we're going to fight again on this other restart. This is a chess match. So what are you telling Caden on how to navigate this chess match when we go green again?
Well, I mean, it's pretty tough. You race against Carson and Kyle Busch. They're pretty good, Sunday guys. So, he's learning, and he's learning how they race. So, he's beating himself up a little bit. He might have made a mistake on one of those laps, but it is what it is. I think we've got good speed. He's done a great job all day. If we can get out front, hopefully spotter Tony Hirschman can guide him along to his first victory. But all in all, it's been a pretty solid day so far.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck when we go back green.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Heather. Thank you very much, Alan. Daniel, I want to ask you, this is your first season at Spire Motorsports. Right now, you and your number 7 Freeway Insurance team are within chase contention. You've had a great season so far. Your teammate Carson just picked up his first win. How do you feel about the moves that you got to make in the offseason?
Yeah, no, I feel I'm honestly super proud of everyone in Spire Motorsports. This is an organization that has been growing so much, throughout the last few years, And last year I was always very curious, what they were doing, how they were doing it, because from the outside looking in, you see an organization growing that quick, and you're always curious how they're doing it. And now I'm part of it, I understand the reasons of it. So I'm super excited to be part of this organization. I feel like definitely we have shown good speed this year, and looking forward to carry that on, and hopefully we can turn that into wins.
Let's get more on the Spire Motorsports effort from Alan Cavana.
And I'm with Kyle Busch's crew chief, Brian Patty. Hasn't been the easiest night. It's taken a little longer, but you are now in a position to be on the front row with a late restart. What's gone into tonight to make this truck better again?
Yeah, it's been a long night. Lap 20, obviously, incident didn't help us much, and just fought to get the damage obviously repaired and get the truck at, where he liked it, right? We've just been too loose all night. But we got it better, got on lead lap, and just went long there at the end, try to have a tire advantage late in the race. Cautions typically come out late in these races, so all this has worked out. So, it's up to him, but he's done a fine job for us again.
How important is this restart? It just seems hard to pass the leader.
Well, yeah, I think the tire advantage hopefully comes in effect. But yeah, it's definitely track position sensitive. These things are flying anywhere we go. That the ambient temperature goes down, and we got the tracks are gripped up. It's just so hard to pass. So obviously tonight at Texas, it's gripped up, it's cool, it's fast, and it's badass.
All right, if someone can do it, it is Kyle Busch.
Appreciate that, Alan, and good insight there from Brian Patty. And now it kind of makes sense, Brad. We wondered how Kyle Busch, with that damage, albeit the team's done a great job repairing that truck throughout the course of the night, how he was able to drive up to the front of the field. Brian Patty alludes to that they saved a set of tires, and they did have a tire advantage. So it kind of counterbalances out the fact that that truck is certainly far from pristine.
Yeah, veteran driver and a veteran crew chief making the calls on top of the pit box, which is certainly paying off as well. Look, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, Caden Honeycutt, Gio Ruggiero, your top four right now. Hocevar would love to back up with another win here tonight. Kyle Busch would love to get 5 in a row in the races he's entered at Texas. Caden Honeycutt wants his first career win at his home track, and Gio Ruggiero is hungry as well. Let's go to pit road and Heather DeBow.
And here now with the crew chief of the 77 of Carson Hocevar, Chad Walter. You got an aggressive driver on your hands behind the wheel of that 77. What do you think you have for these guys when we have another restart?
Well, we got one of the most exciting, fastest drivers in the sport, number one, and, Chili Silverado's hauling the mail. So we had a little hiccup on pit road, and he recovered from that. We got a timely caution, and now what we need to do is just make sure that one of the two of these Spire trucks brings it home. I think that's super important. Can't say enough about the trucks that we build here and the drivers that we have. So hopefully we can do that.
And I know you guys are teammates with Kyle Busch, but he's another very aggressive driver. What is it going to take to beat him and end up P1 and Aspire 1-2?
Well, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? I think he's 4 for 4 here in the last 4 years. So, set your goals high and go execute.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Heather. We can tell you that Speedy Dry all the way across the front straightaway is getting both swept up by the Elgin sweeper and blown off the track by the jet dryers we have here. They've laid some more Speedy Dry through the apron as well. The reason for this, during this wreck, when Stuart Friesen got sideways, Grant Enfinger to avoid ended up hitting the infield grass coming off of turn number 4. The entire front end of his truck, that splitter dug in and just curled the front end under, and I can't imagine that there's probably not a nice crack or two, if not a giant hole in the oil pan of Grant Enfinger's truck.
Yeah, obviously I noticed the dirt and grass at first, but then as you pointed out, that streak all the way leading down into turn number 1 certainly had to be cleaned up. Hey, Daniel, what has the mindset and the camaraderie been inside the Spire shop after the big win for Carson last weekend at Talladega?
No, it's huge. It's very big because obviously, as a young organization, and I say young because the organization has been around for years, but in this competitive level, it's been really a few years. And for an organization to continue to invest, to continue to grow, to become what I call a destination, you want to be competitive, right? And I believe that Spire Motorsports has been competitive already for a couple of years, competitive enough to win races. And there is a big difference between being fast and contending for wins than to actually executing the wins and getting those victories. And it feels good, right? It feels good that the Carson, the 77 team was able to get it done in Talladega, and everyone in the shop already was super happy, excited. It brings a lot of energy, a lot of good momentum, and that's what we need, right? It was a win for the entire company, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully bring this kind of memories and moments into the 7 team as well.
Well, with a lot of single-digit finishes for Daniel Suarez here at Texas, we look forward to seeing your Freeway Insurance Chevrolet hit the track tomorrow for practice and qualifying. The yellow flag has come back out. The red has been lifted. Pit road is open, but, I mean, really, unless you have some sort of Hail Mary that you think you can throw, or a fresh set of sticker tires, I don't know that we're going to see things too busy.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless you want to go, hang out with your crew or say hello or something. I mean, there is nothing to pit for right now. They don't have tires. You have plenty of fuel, so you don't have anything. You don't want to see them right now. Let's put it that way.
Well, we can tell you Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, Caden Honeycutt, and Gio Ruggiero definitely stayed out, Nick.
Yeah, this is the most simple scenario. We wonder why those crew chiefs made themselves available to our pit reporters, which, by the way, great hustle by Alan Cavan and Heather DeBow. It's because the instructions from the pit box are pretty simple. Hey, I got nothing for you. You're going to have to go out and do it yourself on the racetrack because, as Daniel alluded to, nobody's going to pit. We do see Minnie Tyrell and a couple trucks at the rear of the field. They're going to duck onto pit lane. But for everybody up front, you've got what you've got, and we're going to sort it out here with under 10 laps to go.
I want to survey our turn announcers real quick. Andrew Curlin, you've been up in turn 2 all night long, and I couldn't help but wonder on the last trip through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, I couldn't help but wonder if turn 1 could go 4 wide. What do you think?
I think it's certainly possible, especially on this restart. And take a look at the drivers that are up front. Carson Hocevar is battling through some adversity, trying to win the race. Kyle Busch, same deal. Gio Ruggiero is a Truck Series regular, going for a big win. That would mean a lot for points. And Honeycutt going for his first win. That's 4 drivers right there, Brad. So if you do the math, they could all shoot it 4 wide into turn number 1 and make this maybe last restart pretty exciting.
Well, Pat, if they're not door to door to door to door in turn 1, they might be that way headed to you.
Yeah, this is one of those things that you line them up and you just kind of see who's going to take advantage of that hole that opens up, and you gotta be there and be ready to go, and you can't take your foot out of the gas with these things because the momentum is just everything. Experience sells that Kyle Busch obviously is going to be hard to handle on this, but at the same time, I look at Ruggiero's truck. It's been awfully good tonight, and like Daniel's been saying all night, Lane Riggs is in the mix, and I don't doubt that he can take advantage of a situation if it presents itself. So you got to pick him up front.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Lane Riggs, Daniel.
Yeah. Don't forget about my boy there. He's doing a good job. He actually struggled in the last restart. He didn't do a good job in the last restart, and then he kind of got stuck there. So yeah. I mean, let's see. It's not going to be easy to win the race from 6, but anything is possible. This restart is going to be a little while. I mean, for sure, I believe that we're going to be 3 wide at least into corner number 1. I think if we're 4 wide, somebody's not gonna make it. so we're gonna wait and find out. But I hope that they come and choose this time the next time around, so we can go green with at least a handful of laps left, and these trucks to put on a show for us.
I think that'll be awesome. Let's give you a rundown. And right now, the yellow flag is still out. The pit cycle has happened. The next time by, it's going to be 7 to go. So at the most, we're going to have 6 to go to end this race. Carson Hocevar leads Kyle Busch, 2 teammates from Spire Motorsports. Then it's a couple of Toyota teammates, actually 3 of them. Caden Honeycutt, Gio Ruggiero, and Brandon Jones rounding out the top 5 with Tricon Garage. Lane Riggs runs in 6th. Ben Rhodes in 7th. 8th is Ty Majeski. Daniel Hemrick is 9th, and 10th is Tanner Gray.
Christian Eckes has battled battery problems all night long, but there he is on the lead lap, running in 11th. 12th is Jake Garcia. 13th is Ross Chastain. Justin Haley, the highest running Ram truck, in 14th. Andres Perez is 15th. 16th is Tyler Ankrum. Parker Klickerman runs in 17th. Brendan Queen, 18th. 19th, final truck on the lead lap is Chandler Smith. He just pitted from about the 6th position and came down pit lane for service, so he's being shown in the 19th position. First car lap down, Brad, is Dawson Sutton in the 20th spot.
William Sawalich is 21st. 22nd, Stuart Friesen. He was a part of that caution. Tony Breidinger is 23rd. 24th, Spencer Boyd. Minnie Tyrell is 25th. Out of this race, but he's still being shown 26th. That'll drop down Grant Enfinger. Then it's Josh Rayum, 27th. Frankie Muniz, 28th. Caleb Costner, 29th, and Austin Green in 30th.
Corey LaJoie is 31st. Connor Jones is 32nd. Chris Wright is 33rd. Off the racetrack in 34th is Corey Roper, and the only car out of the race. Well, I should rephrase that because, as you mentioned, Grant Enfinger also out of the race, but finishing 35th tonight will be Cole Butcher.
All right, Pat Patterson, we are going to restart this race with 6 laps to go. You ready for this one?
Yeah, I am, and obviously they are too. Everybody's getting their tires cleaned off and getting ready to go. Once again, Hocevar up here, and he's got Kyle Busch right alongside him. Gio Ruggiero, who's earned this spot up here on the second row with Caden Honeycutt. Brandon Jones is in the middle of this, and also you got Lane Riggs here. So they slowly come over here in turns 3 and 4. And my Uncle Chick used to say it, if you want to win these races, you got to go where they ain't, and you got to hold it to the floor. We're going to see who can get that done right now.
Here we go through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. We will restart this race with 6 laps to go. Carson Hocevar, the control truck on the inside. Man, he gets a big bump, not just from Gio Ruggiero, but from Brandon Jones on the outside. Caden Honeycutt is pushing Kyle Busch.
It's a huge run for Carson Hocevar, who has the lead. They're 3 wide. 4's the second position. Here comes Brandon Jones. It's Carson Hocevar out front and a gaggle of cars behind him. They're 3 wide for second.
Hocevar's got the lead spot. They're sorting it out for second, third, and fourth. Brandon Jones, suddenly new player at the bottom of the racetrack. 3 wide through the middle of 3 and 4. We got 2 cars that went up into the wall. Looking at here to see if they are as the lead goes back down to the start-finish line.
We stay green for now. Those cars smoking at the rear of the field. The leaders are back in turn 1.
Hocevar out front. It's Ruggiero and Kyle Busch racing each other hard for second. Oh, trying to track down the leader. Carson Hocevar on the back straightaway.
Hocevar still working his way down to straightaway into turn number 3. He's got about a 4-car advantage, 4-car lead in the middle. A battle for second, though. Kyle Busch and Caden Honeycutt.
Going to be 4 laps to go. It's Carson Hocevar being chased down by Gio Ruggiero. Then a 4-truck battle for third. Kyle Busch, Caden Honeycutt, door-to-door into 1.
There's a battle for the lead. Gio Ruggiero on the inside of Carson Hocevar. They're side by side for position number 1 as they head down the back straightaway.
Hocevar gets a better run off the hill. That means he's going to have the advantage going into 3, but Ruggiero fires back at the very bottom of the racetrack. He's got position now. They stay tied together, all 4.
Wow, what a charge out of turn 4 for Gio Ruggiero. He's having a hard time keeping that truck to the bottom. They're door-to-door. Ruggiero to the bottom. Hocevar to the outside with 4 to go.
They aren't giving an inch. They're still wheel-to-wheel. Ruggiero
trouble in turn number 4. Big wreck in this one. We see Justin Haley's nose go airborne coming off of turn number 4. The Hardy's caution will come out for the 8th time tonight. Just a big mess of trucks involved in this one here. Pat Patterson, I can't see the one that's stopped in the grass. Can you get a truck number?
No, I'm looking, trying to see exactly who that is. I think it's
Jake Garcia, guys.
Jake Garcia?
Yeah, we got a couple cars in the grass. Jake Garcia at the entrance to pit lane, and then also Connor Jones. The left front of his truck is absolutely destroyed. Brad, we've got some simply destroyed race truck. Good to see Connor Jones hopping out of that truck. Jake Garcia now pulling away from the accident scene there at the entrance of pit lane. And then, as you pointed out, Justin Haley with a ton of damage as well.
Yeah, this is going to take us into overtime here at Texas Motor Speedway. And, boy, I looked up and I saw Justin Haley's truck. Literally, he was looking at the sky. That truck was just nosed up in the air. We'll get a replay here and describe to you exactly what was going on. Looks like someone might have gotten up into the wall and tried to cross over onto pit road. And, well, when a bunch of trucks are running for the end, that is a very, very tough thing to do. So we'll have to see what goes on with that one. Pat, what are our track conditions looking like in front of you up in 4?
Well, I was just concerned that we had a couple of trucks that, the lap before that were up against the wall. Tanner Gray was one of them. And as far as the conditions right now, their safety crews are headed over to look at it. But I was worried that there was fluid on the racetrack when those guys got into the mess that they did. So I don't know. I can't see quite, if it's still wet or we got fluid down there right now, but the safety crews are on the scene.
Also important to point out, Brad, at the time of caution, Gio Ruggiero was scored the race leader. Timing and scoring showing Ruggiero your race leader, Hocevar second, Honeycutt third, Riggs fourth, and Kyle Busch fifth. As again, safety crews, the AMR safety team, they are trying to pull Connor Jones's truck out of the grass with all the damage that happened out of turn number 4. It looked like we saw a replay, Daniel, that Jake Garcia hit the wall. He was slowed, tried to pull across the racetrack to get onto pit lane, and that's where Justin Haley and Connor Jones was. And boy, what an absolute mess out of turn 4.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Unfortunate to just to crash, towards the end of the race. But listen, man, right now is go time. Everyone has been pushing very hard, and right now, guess what? They're pushing even harder. And sometimes the truck and the grip and the physics say, hey, no más, no more. So this is kind of like what happened here. But I'm actually super excited for the next restart because I feel like it's anyone's game. You know, we have seen 3 wide pretty much on every single restart. And it's been 3 wide all the way until corner 3 and 4. So I believe that that it's hard to break that. You know, as a leader, it's hard to break that yourself away from the pack. And if you do, they come at you with a huge run. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a good chess match to be able to win this race.
So just on Big Haas TV, they were showing a picture of the moon, which is high above the exit of turn number 2. And we've got a full moon here tonight, and I'm sure that is contributing to some of the craziness that we have here. It's a beautiful full moon.
I think Justin Haley for a second thought he was headed to the moon with the way that truck launched up. In fact, somebody's going to get a really nice souvenir because it did rip the front of that Celsius Ram truck off of Justin Haley. But I think you might be onto something, Brad. I'm with your full moon theory, and that's why things are getting a little crazy here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Hate it for Justin Haley, a former winner here at Texas in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Back in 2018, he took a GMS racing truck to victory lane. But on the positive side, maybe Speedway Children's Charities will benefit off of this one when they do one of their live auctions as well. And some great racing memorabilia that you can check out in any one of the Speedway Children's Charities auctions at any one of the Speedway Motorsports tracks week in and week out. In fact, the next one that we go to is coming up here in just 2 weeks. Dover Motor Speedway this year will be the site of the NASCAR All-Star Race, and that'll be followed by Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600, and then we head to Nashville Super Speedway for the Cracker Barrel 400 race weekend. A lot of fun coming up on the schedule. In between here and there, though, we go road racing at Watkins Glen International, and I look forward to that. Daniel, we're going to Watkins Glen in the spring, which is going to be a lot of fun, but you get to turn left and right again. What are you thinking as you look further ahead?
I'm super excited. You know, Watkins Glen is an amazing racetrack. You know, when I think about NASCAR and road course racing, Watkins Glen is a racetrack that comes to mind, you know, because I feel like that has been on the NASCAR schedule for such a long time. So super excited to go there. It's a racetrack that has treated me very, very good, you know, a bunch of top 5s. But guess what? I had never won there, so I'm looking forward to make it happen.
You haven't won there yet.
That's
there
right.
You go.
That's right.
That's the mindset.
So that's exactly what we're trying to do. And listen, we have had good cars pretty much everywhere in JBMotorsports. So the 71 team, Michael McDowell and Travis, his crew chief, they have done a great job with the road course program. We're trying to learn a little bit from those guys, and hopefully we can build a good, strong package for Watkins Glen and be there in the fight for the win.
All right, well, let's go down to pit road and Heather DeBow.
Catching up now with the crew chief for Lane Riggs, Dylan Capello. Dylan, we've had some pretty exciting restarts here. We're going to have another one yet again. You guys are starting from that 4th position. I heard you speaking with your driver over the radio there. What kind of conversation are you guys having, and what are you thinking about before we go green again?
Just trying to get his head, in the scenarios if we do go for a win here. Just kind of where he's going to place the truck in that scenario. So just keeping his head in the game here. He's done a really good job for us all night. Just crazy scenarios back to the front multiple times, and we got a really fast Aaron's Lucky Dog F-150, and hopefully we go put it in Speedy Cash victory lane and have a good night here. So really proud of Lane. He's done a really good job for us, so just trying to top it off here.
And in those scenarios, who do you think is going to be your stiffest competition? Because the 77's been strong, the 7, the 11, 17, there's quite a few. So in those scenarios, who would you say he needs to beat?
I mean, the 77 puts himself in really good spots, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes here. So I feel like he's going to be the one to beat here, so we're just going to have to do our best to get a leg up on him and finish it off here. So feel good about it. We got the guy to do it.
Well, for those of the fans that are here in the grandstands, you've got the lucky dog on your side, so hopefully he'll bring you some luck on this restart for Lane Riggs and team here.
Thank you, Heather. I like that Dylan Capello, the crew chief for Lane Riggs, got literally like almost all of the Front Row Motorsports sponsors in, from Aaron's to Speedy Cash, all of them. So good on him.
Got to pay the bills sometimes. That's how it goes. And yeah, great job by Heather DeBow down there on pit lane. And listen, I mean, Gio Rogero's had a pretty clean, quiet night. All of a sudden finds himself as the race leader. But, I mean, you want to talk about overcoming adversity with the drivers 2nd through 5th. You've got Carson Hocevar, who had a really bad last pit stop. They had a hard time getting that right front tire on. Looked like like that was probably the end of his night. Caden Honeycutt, he's beaten himself up in the car. You heard the interview with his crew chief of giving up the inside and giving up the lead a couple cautions ago. Then you've got Lane Riggs, who runs in fourth. He's had to battle adversity starting at the rear of the field, that rear window not securing, some extended stays on pit lane. And then Kyle Busch, who's running in fifth, who very early in this race slapped the outside wall in turn number 4. He has rallied. So, Brad, a lot of drivers have had to overcome some adversity tonight, but everyone's going to have to try to get around Gio Ruggiero when we restart this race.
Yeah, they are. We are under the red flag for the second time here. We're about to go into NASCAR overtime. Looks like cleanup is starting to wrap up here on the front straightaway after this big incident that took out Justin Haley. Again, I think he had the worst of it when he went through the grass and that truck just launched in the air. Jake Garcia was a part of that one. Just a really tough incident for him as well. And we're going to have overtime. The rules for overtime: when we take the green, it'll be a 2-lap dash. The field will come out of the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. They'll take the green flag. The next time they'll take the white flag, then the checkered. If a caution comes out before the white flag lap, we reset and we do the same overtime procedure again. If the lead truck crosses and takes the white flag, the next flag will end the race, whether it's the caution flag or the checkered flag, whatever they race to. And man, with this fight that we've had up front, this is going to be some pretty exciting stuff. In fact, for Gio Ruggiero, I feel for him because he just got around Carson Hocevar, Daniel. For Caden Honeycutt, this is another opportunity. He didn't get the greatest of restarts. He kind of got moved out of his groove a little bit and dropped a couple of spots and is going to restart this one third.
Totally agree. You know, and this is the part that every driver right now is thinking. Every driver in the top 5 can win this race. I mean, for sure, every driver in the top 4 because you have the first 4 rows. So I believe that whoever leaves with the lead on exit 4, that is going to be the winner if they execute the next couple laps right. But the corner 1 and 2 after the restart and corner 3 and 4, you know, especially entering of the 3 is going to be key. So looking forward to see that. You know, everyone's going to be super aggressive. Obviously the 77 and the 7 pulling for those guys, Aspire gang there. But those guys don't have anything to lose, you know. They're going for the trophy. That's it. And the other guys, they have to think about the win, but also they have to think, hey, I can afford to crash here because they don't want to go empty-handed to the, you know, after the race with the points. So let's see what happens. Looking forward to watch this race right here.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to give a nice tip of the cap to the hardworking men and women there at Spire. Even though the drivers are not going for the truck championship, the trucks are running full-time this year and going for an owner's title as well. We are back under the Hardy's caution after the red flag has been lifted. NASCAR has opened pit road. Don't expect to see any of the front runners on pit road again this time by, but they're starting to show us a replay of some detail of what happened here, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of, I think, a two-part accident because we detailed, I thought we were going to go under yellow a lap before when it looked like Tanner Gray had hit the wall, but Jake Garcia sustained some damage. He was kind of up against the outside wall, and then again, as we mentioned, he darted back across the racetrack trying to get the pit lane, and that really turned this race upside down with Connor Jones and Justin Haley. Justin Haley just saw a second view. He took a big hit to the outside wall into the dogleg. That was after that nose of that car went airborne. So good to see that Justin Haley was able to get out of that truck all right. But and Brad, you talking about tip of the cap. How about the safety and cleanup crew here at Texas Motor Speedway and folks that travel with NASCAR have done a great job as well. A couple red flags, a lot of carnage, a lot of torn up trucks, but they've done a nice job and hopefully providing a really exciting finish here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for us.
Yeah, they've done a great job. And I want to brag on, I'll call him our greenskeeper. Peyton Branch done an amazing job making all of this grass just as green as I've ever seen it here. And this is not just because of the rain. This has come through a lot of things. He and his crew are going to have their work cut out for him tonight.
You know, I was actually thinking about that. I hope that those guys are working here full time because between the Truck Series race, happening right now, the Rally Series tomorrow, and the Cup Series, I mean, you know, our grass is already pretty beat up, so we're gonna have to work hard overnight to be able to have this place beautiful again for tomorrow's race and Sunday's race.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be for sure. You need to stay out of there. But hey, look, as the weekend goes on, we have a lot of cool things. Speaking of, by the way, tomorrow, 11:30 local time, Central Time here in Texas, 12:30 Eastern Time, we have Cup Series practice and qualifying. That will be followed by the Andes Frozen Custard 300. We go on the air 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones will occupy the front row there. And then on Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, it is the Worth 400. Daniel Suarez and the rest of the Cup Series field will try and win that big cowboy hat trophy in the Justin boots that we give away here at Texas.
Looking forward to that. Boy, the first-time winners trend that we have seen so far this season, not only in the Cup Series, but in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, of course, in Cup. Ty Gibbs getting his first win at Bristol a few weeks ago. Of course, we've talked a lot about Carson Hocevar and him getting to victory lane at Talladega last week. Of course, in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, we've seen William Sawalich, Sheldon Creed, Corey Day all go to victory lane. So excited to see if potentially we get a first-time winner on Saturday or first-time winner on Sunday. Brad, can't rule out a first-time winner here tonight as Caden Honeycutt is certainly in the mix as he's going to restart certainly in the third spot here in these closing laps.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty exciting. In fact, when you look among the top 10 drivers, Gio Ruggiero, Carson Hocevar, Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, Kyle Busch, Brandon Jones, Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, and Ross Chastain, the only one without a NASCAR victory is Caden Honeycutt from Willow Park, Texas. Would love to get that first win of his career in the Truck Series at his home track. Tricon Garage done an amazing amount of great work with those Toyotas here. All right, we are coming to the one to go. The field is going to go through the choose this time by. Gio Ruggiero restarts on the inside. He's the control truck. Carson Hocevar is going to start on the outside. Kind of think Hocevar's love that outside groove heading into one.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel, you've watched him all night long. I mean, if there's been a guy that's been able to use that second groove, Carson seems like he's been the guy.
Oh, for sure. I think the outside. I mean, really here is everything about who can have more momentum, heading into corner number one. Because these trucks, they make such a big hole into the air that the draft is huge. So the good thing that the 17 truck has going for him is that the 11 truck, his teammate is behind. So there is a little bit higher level of trust right there. The 34, I guarantee you that, he's going to push 77, but whenever he sees a little bit of an opportunity, he's going to try to go for it. So let's see what happens here. Really looking forward to see how this play out. You have teammates in the bottom and two guys that they kind of like have to work together, but not super loyal on the top.
All right, Pat Patterson, how are they looking up in turns 3 and 4?
They look great, and they're ready to go, and everybody's getting their tires cleaned off. Nobody's in the parking lot going home. They want to see the end of this one right now at Texas Motor Speedway. Gio Ruggiero up there with Hocevar. Pace truck heads for the pit road, and let's see who will see the white flag first.
Crowd is on their feet. We head through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Gio Ruggiero gets a great jump and a push from teammate Caden Honeycutt to Ruggiero's door. We've got Carson Hocevar on the outside.
And they're side by side for the lead. Ruggiero down low, Hocevar up high. Ruggiero has about a half truck length lead over Carson Hocevar, but they're going to battle down the back straightaway.
It is a dead heat for the lead here and perhaps for the win as they come into turn number 3. Ruggiero on the bottom, Hocevar upstairs. Here they go off turn 4, looking for the white.
They are still side by side off of turn 4. Little wiggle by Ruggiero. That gives the lead to Hocevar. White flag is out at Texas Motor Speedway.
Hocevar up front all by himself. The battle is for second. They're 3 wide behind Carson Hocevar. Kyle Busch coming in a picture, but it's Carson Hocevar all by himself down the back straightaway.
Hocevar is gone. The hurricane is blowing, and it is going for the checkered flag. Here he comes, the middle of turns 3 and 4. Headed for home.
Carson Hocevar, coming off his first career Cup victory, will win his second Cup race, his second truck race at Texas Motor Speedway. It is a Spire 1-2 finish. Kyle Busch comes home second, followed by Caden Honeycutt, Brandon Jones, Ben Rhodes, your top 5, as Carson Hocevar is the winner of the SpeedyCash.com 250.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light.
Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Pack your crew and ignite your weekend. Michigan summers don't whisper, they roar. Camp under the sun at NASCAR's fastest track. The Firekeepers Casino 400. Fast cars, loud engines, and chaos.
Coming to the line, contact!
The ultimate summer kickoff. Michigan never looked this good.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Michigan International Speedway. June 5th through 7th. Get your tickets now at mispeedway.com.
NASCAR Live Race Day continues on the NASCAR Racing Network.
For a minute there, we didn't know that Carson Hocevar knew the race was over because he came flying down the front straightaway, but that was to get all the way to the end, right in front of the Speedway Club, and now looks like he's going to try and do a smoky burnout as far as he can on the front straightaway.
When it's your week, Brad. What a week this young man has had. A thrilling finish at Talladega just, 5 days ago, where he scores his first career Cup win, and now he'll take the old backwards Polish victory lap. I think they're calling it the Portage victory lap in front of all these fans as the Portage, Michigan driver now gets the start-finish line and starts to burn them down with some donuts here. And Daniel, how about the fan response? I mean, they are lined 2 or 3 deep, really all the way through the tri-oval to salute this young man with a spectacular win. And there he is, popping out of the window. He's going to celebrate here on the front straightaway.
Oh, he did an amazing job, man. Super proud of Carson, the 77 team, and also the 7 team. You know, they finished second. So a crash in the early part of the race, and then they ended up finishing second, almost having a shot for the win. So very, very impressive performance for Aspire Motorsport there, and it was an amazing time here watching these guys going at it.
Let's hear from some more of our top finishers as we go down to pit road and Heather DeBow.
And Caden Honeycutt was in the mix there on multiple restarts. I can see the disappointment on your face. I know that there's probably some things you're thinking you could have done differently, but what are some things you can be proud of? Because you were in the hunt this entire race.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm proud to be able to drive a truck like this. It's disappointing that I just keep failing. There's no excuse for it, man. As soon as I got the lead, I didn't protect it right, just didn't do the right things, and ultimately that's what led us to lose. So just want to thank this whole 11 crew, Safe Flight, Foster Love, Toyota Racing, Tricon, all my guys have done such an excellent job. Scott did really good adjustments all day to help me out, and I feel like once we got the track position at that last stage, I thought we were one of the best trucks. I thought I could have run the 17 down in that green flag run and passed them, and if it went green, I thought I would have won it. So yeah, just got to figure out how to get restarts done. Got to figure out how to win races, and it's eating me alive, I can promise you that. Just want to thank everyone at Toyota Racing. Toyotas are built here in the Toyota Tundras, and just wanted to get a win for them today because we definitely had a truck to do it. So disappointed that we didn't, but thanks to Scott's leadership and everyone that we'll keep going.
That's Caden Honeycutt, who brings it home third. Alan Cavana?
Well, a stage win, a fallback, and a comeback for Ben Rhodes. How do you describe that up and down night? Because you got a top 5 finish out of it. It was hard-earned.
Yeah, exactly like you did. It was hard-earned and long night. We started off really good in clean air, and as we got in the pack, the handling just went away really quickly too. So it went away so fast it made me think something was up with the truck. So we'll go back and diagnose it. But all in all, a solid TYM F-150. We had good single truck speed, but in the pack, I thought that's where we would be strong, and we weren't. So just needed to make a better run through the field. It's tough though. These truckers are pretty crazy. They throw a lot of wild moves throughout the race, and it's hard to manage your tires and manage your truck when that's happening.
All right, Ben Rhodes came back for a good top 5, Heather.
And another top 5 for Brandon Jones. How did you get up to the front here? Take us to those final restarts, a lot going on.
Yeah, well, it took me at least a good half of the race to start to remember how to drive the truck and how to manipulate the air and drive it in traffic. I think that's the hardest part of this style of racing is just placing the truck in the right position at the right time. So we did a great job of just staying consistent all day, I think, and having some good pit stops here and there and making good adjustments all day. And we just never really got ourselves in any trouble. I think we kept the truck really, really clean. So, we had a lot of momentum at the right time at the end of the race. And I didn't know what was going to happen at the end. There was a lot of, obviously, beating and banging and guys crossing each other up, and you know how aggressive Hocevar was going to get. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I had a chance if some guys were to slide up that I could have, capitalized and even came clone with a win. But really great day for Tricon, really great day for Toyota. Tundras are built in Texas out here, so it's really, really cool to get these guys a good finish and to start our debut with the top 5.
And Brandon Jones brings it home 4th tonight.
Thank you very much, Heather. We appreciate that. Carson Hocevar back in that pickup truck. He is doing the burnout on his way to Victory Lane here at Texas Motor Speedway, where, well, when you go to Victory Lane here, there's a lot of fire, there are cowboy hats, and a lot of other cool things. Let's go back to Alan Cavana.
Kyle Busch, it was a tough climb, but you made it all the way back to second after a rough start. How do you describe your race tonight?
Yeah, it was just a bit ugly there early, so obviously not what we wanted there to fire off the start of the race with, but Brian and everybody made some really good calls on this HendrickCars.com Silverado and got us a lot faster there at the end. So that final set of tires was really good. When we fired off there under the green flag, we were really fast and quickest truck on the track. So finally we got that grip in the truck that I was looking for. So that moon thing doesn't really work. It took too long for all that to come in and work. But just, thanks to Dan and Jeff and Rick and everybody for letting me have this chance and go out and have some fun with the truck, guys.
All right, we saw some of that KFB magic tonight. Just one spot short, guys.
Thank you very much, Alan. We can tell you, by the way, Caden Honeycutt was hard on himself. I get it. He wants to win his first race. He also took over the points lead, by the way. He leads now by 14 over Chandler Smith and 19 points over Lane Riggs. Carson Hocevar is headed to Victory Lane. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the NASCAR Racing Network.
You're listening to NASCAR Radio Network on JB Motorsports, the post-race show from Texas Motor Speedway.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Alongside Daniel Suarez and Nick Yeoman, I'm Brad Gilley. Carson Hocevar has just pulled into Victory Lane here at Texas Motor Speedway, winning his second career Truck Series race here at Texas, adding to his win total that, well, when he got that first truck win in 2023, he went on to win 3 more that season. And what a week it has been for the driver out of Portage, Michigan. And what a great start to the weekend for Spire Motorsports. And, Daniel, we certainly hope that continues with you guys tomorrow and Sunday.
I'm sure it will. The Spire boys, they did an amazing time, an amazing job last time that we were here in Texas last year. Actually, they qualified in the pole and another car in the top 5. And really looking forward to the challenge, looking forward to the fight, and can't wait to be on track tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Hocevar's got the cowboy hat in Victory Lane, and we go down to Heather DeBow.
And Carson Hocevar goes to Victory Lane for the second time in the Truck Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. Big black Stetson on his hat to match this Chili's cowboy outfit you got going. In Victory Lane again with Chili's, but your crew chief said, if we got to be the best, we got to beat the best. You beat Kyle Busch. Multiple restarts. Just take us through your race. You were dominant, but how did you come out on top there at the end?
I just had a really good truck. I felt confident. Obviously, momentum's never been higher for me, and yeah, super confident in this, and did a good job. I was really hard on my pit crew guys, so super big apologies to them. I was pretty hard on them, but that's just level execution. Even though we're just coming to play in the truck, so we just want to be the best, and just really fun to capitalize there.
And speaking of momentum, this isn't going to hurt you come Sunday and tomorrow with practice and qualifying. And I don't think the smile has left your face since Talladega. So has it sunk in? And also, what does it mean to bring Chili's yet another win in back-to-back weekends?
I just know Chili's, they better get the pocketbook out so they can just be on every race from here on out if they're just going to keep winning like this. It's a lot of fun winning. It sucks losing. And, they're doing a lot of winning right now, so a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations and enjoy this win with your team.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Carson Hocevar, your winner here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Thank you very much, Heather. Daniel, any observations tonight about either what you saw in this truck race that was the winning moment or maybe what you might learn for the rest of the weekend?
The one thing that I learned about tonight's race, it was that the groove, the racetrack got way wider than what I was expecting for these kind of temperatures. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit warmer, and on Sunday it's going to be even a little bit warmer yet. Not a lot, but a little bit, and it's going to be sunny. So that just tells me that for our race, we're going to be very wide, probably the widest we ever been here in Texas. So that's a good sign. You know, the racetrack is aging, the racetrack is getting wider, there's more racy, more options. I was not expecting these trucks to get this much wide in both corners. So, you know, that's about the racetrack, but overall, you know, amazing job by Spider Motorsports 1-2. You know, that's kind of like a dream result. I'm sure these guys are going to enjoy it, and tomorrow we have to do it again.
Hope you had fun up here. Great job, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, I learn always a lot, you know, every time I get to do this with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Daniel. Let's take a look at the final finishing rundown here at Texas Motor Speedway. Carson Hocevar is your winner tonight. Kyle Busch comes home in the second position. Caden Honeycutt finishes third. Brandon Jones finishes fourth. Ben Rhodes with a top 5. Lane Riggs comes home in the sixth position. Daniel Hemrick finished seventh. Christian Eckes was eighth. Ninth was Ty Majeski. And Chandler Smith finishes 10th.
Parker Kligerman comes home 11th. 12th is Ross Chastain. Butterbean Queen 13th. 14th, Gio Ruggiero. Tyler Ankrum 15th. Dawson Sutton 16th. 17th, William Sawalich. 18th, Tony Breidinger. Stuart Friesen finished 19th, and 20th, Spencer Boyd.
21st was Minnie Tyrell. Josh Reaume finished 22nd. Frankie Muniz finished 23rd. 24th was Caleb Koster. 25th was Corey LaJoie. 26th tonight was Clayton Green. Behind him, Justin Haley finished 27th. Out of the race as well with Tanner Gray in 28th. Jake Garcia 29th. And Andres Perez finishes 30th.
Chris Wright, 31st, 32nd, and out of the race, Grant Enfinger. Connor Jones, 33rd, 34th. Corey Roper, Cole Butcher finished 35th. Tomorrow, we are on the air, 12:30 Eastern Time. Cup Series practice and qualifying for the Worth 400. That'll be followed by the Andes Frozen Custard 340 at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. 300-mile race. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary. And then on Sunday, we're on the air 2:30 Eastern for the Worth 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. Want to thank a great broadcast crew. Beside me, we had Daniel Suarez and Nick Yeoman. My name's Brad Gilley. Thank you to Andrew Curlin and Pat Patterson in the turns. Our pit reporter, Heather DeBoe and Alan Cavana. Engineers, Harold Hamrick, Ben Blevins, and Bill Parrott. Our director, Laura Beth Barnhart. Production is Kent Bernhardt. Sales and marketing, Alexis Erickson, Barry Roach, Emily Hawk, David Stiles, and Hank Lee. Jerry Horns, the Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Performance Racing Network. For Nick Yeoman, Daniel Suarez, I'm Brad Gilley. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Carson Hocevar, a big winner here in Texas.
NASCAR Racing Network's coverage of the SpeedyCash.com 250 has come to you from Texas Motor Speedway. Brought to you by Craftsman. DIY projects always sound simple until they're not. Luckily, Craftsman has your back. With tools built to power through the mess, you can go from, what have I done, to, yeah, I did that. Head to Craftsman.com today. Craftsman. Build on. Buy Hardee's. Get the Hardee's app and join My Rewards, and we'll start you off with a free sandwich. Plus, earn rewards with every dollar spent and order ahead. Buy Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. Our coverage has come to you under an exclusive radio license granted by Texas Motor Speedway to the NASCAR Racing Network, solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any use of the description and accounts of this event without the express written permission of the NASCAR Racing Network is prohibited. This broadcast was a production of the NASCAR Racing Network.